This episode of PRESSURECAST Weekly Video Game News Panic is brought to you by Stamps.com. Sign up now and receive $5 of free postage at Stamps.com. This week on the PRESSURECAST, Konami cancels Silent Hills, Valve axes paid mods, Ouya fends off debt, and Sony boasts PlayStation numbers. Plus, impressions of Broken Age and the Golf Club. Everything happening in the world of video games is here, now, on the PRESSURECAST.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, hi, how you doing out there? This is Colin Tanner, your host of, you guessed it, the 76th episode of the PRESSURECAST, the weekly video game news panic brought to you by VideoGamesAreDumb.com and posted every single Monday on iTunes and on Stitcher and on YouTube and that longest running newspaper in North America, at ExpressMilwaukee.com. Oh my goodness. Oh, good to see you all here. Good to see everybody with their smiles listening to the show already and saying, yes, we will listen to the whole thing and not halfway through. I love hearing that from you good people, but of course I'm not alone. Alone? Who's got time to be alone in this crazy minute-by-minute workaday world? You know, it's a dog-eat-dog world, and I have a podcast with Justin Hambone Engelbar.
Glad to be here this week.
You glad to be here?
Yeah, I've made it in. I'm here for the show.
Okay.
I just got my suitcase here, brought it in.
Which would be nice if you left the suitcase out in the hallway, as I suggested earlier.
Yeah, it's kind of small space in here, huh?
You got anything you need for the show in there?
Yeah, I brought a case of Dr. Pepper in here.
Oh, wow.
I got it's with the characters from the new movie Avengers 2.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you got Ultron on this one.
Cool.
Pop it up in.
So you got your D-Peps and your Ultrons?
I got my D-Peps, got my Ultrons, brought, let's see, what else I got in here? Swimsuit. Yeah, it's not
hello.
You're
making me blush here a little bit.
Yeah, we'd probably just move back on to the video games, huh?
The video games?
Yeah, the games, right?
Oh, my goodness. Hey, we're going to start off as we do every week. Well, actually, let me take that back. We've only started this off 3 weeks ever in the 76 episodes. By the way, 76 episodes. That's the bicentennial episode.
I've done three of them.
Bicentennial episode of the PRESSURECAST.
76?
Yeah.
Well, how's that the bicentennial?
Well, because 1976 was the bicentennial of America. And also because of that,
America, you're talking
one man over there in Philadelphia got a shot at the world title against the world champion
Rocky Balboa.
Apollo Creed.
Yeah.
So this episode is
I thought you were
dedicated...
going to say Joe Frazier. I think he's from Philadelphia, too.
Oh, who cares? So, yeah, we're going to start off with an email. That's right. Remember...
No more snail mail.
No, we could accept snail mail if we want to. Do you want me to give out your address and I can pick it up there?
Yeah, sure.
Is that possible? Will that work? Will that be suitable for you?
I should probably get a P.O. box because there's going to be so much mail coming in.
P.O. box? Is that right?
That's right.
Do you think people will mail us snacks and goodies and all that good stuff?
You know, I think I'm pretty confident that they will, but I think, on the other hand, you don't think they're going to.
Well, I don't want to say anything, but if you do want to mail us something, just do it.
Okay. Might I suggest you just use the email? It might be easier. It's a more direct
That's very true.
form of communication, right?
Excellent. Very good. Hey, if you ever want to send us a message, you can always email us pressurecast@gmail.com, or you can call the pressure line. Search on the description of this podcast. I can't remember phone numbers.
Was it 559?
No, it's not. Just search. Okay, just look on the podcast description. You can call us or leave us a text message. But let's get into an email I got this week, which is very long. It was very complimentary. But this guy had a few bones to pick. He had his bone picker out, and he's ready to say, "Hey, hold on there, asshole. Let's figure out what you're doing with this stupid show." All right. Okay. So either way, he was very happy with the show.
Well, that's good.
He actually really liked my rant about Yorby a few weeks ago.
Wow, that Yorby rant, that was one of your best rants.
Thank you. Okay, I don't mean to rant. But here's what he had to say. He had a bit of a rant of his own. He said, hold on, let's turn the tables. I'm going to rant at you for a bit.
Wow.
I skipped over this a little bit. He said, anyway, after your rant, this is by Goose, by the way. Goose. Hi, Goose. Anyway, after your rant, I had to look up your video review. This proved a difficult task. I just want to stop right now and say there is no video review. There's a written review, but there is a video on Yorby. But I understand where he's coming from. I think I might have even hinted I would do a video review. There were no links, metadata, or bibliographic information embedded in your site.
You didn't do a bibliography?
No, there was no bibliography on the site. I accessed the PRESSURECAST via N4G podcast, sorted by the date. I clicked the link on N4G to go straight to the site and then listen there. In case it results in sites getting ad revenue, we have no ad revenue.
This sounds pretty complicated. Why doesn't he just listen to it on iTunes?
And give us 5 stars. So I headed to YouTube and searched out Yorby Review and found a pile of reviews. I tried Yorby PRESSURECAST, Yorby Video Games Are Dumb, Yorby Express Milwaukee, etc. The only search that finally pulled up your video was Yorby Review Colin Tanner, and I had to look by your actual name just to find the video, and it wasn't even the first result. Also, I'm confused about your site name. Is it supposed to be Games Under Pressure, or Video Games Are Dumb, or Video Games capital R Dumb, or Express Milwaukee? Bear in mind, I am a 70-year-old man, so I get scared and confused easily. Also, I live in a dark hole, and the only reason I think I'm on the internet right now is the wet cardboard box I'm typing on is close enough to the Starbucks dumpster to get a little Wi-Fi.
I think he was joking.
I don't think so.
That last part?
There's nothing funny about that. That man's he's got a terrible life. You know, maybe you like to laugh at...
He can't be that old.
At the elderly homeless people that also have Wi-Fi, but I don't like to laugh at their situations. Here's what he had to say. I wish your show had one name for what it is. And yes, I've heard your cries to get subscribers to change your YouTube name. Please just change the name and PM your fans to subscribe to the new channel. Please add metadata and information under your posts. Not to be a total sack of crap, do you call them, but Game Enthuse runs a class act indie broadcast. Every Game Enthuse broadcast has all the info under the audio with complete search data, list of all songs used in the broadcast, and credits with links to all references mentioned in the show.
So this guy makes podcasts on Game Enthuse, huh?
No, he does not. He's actually a fan of Game Enthuse. He even says, "What up, Aaron, Mike, and Tiny?" I have no idea what Game Enthuse is. I don't listen to him. That's not what he's saying.
You're promoting their website right now.
We're
brought to you by Game Enthuse.
Well, all he's saying is don't listen to the PRESSURECAST, listen to Game Enthuse, which I can stand behind because this show is already off the rails. I can't blame him.
I mean, the episodes I do, I feel like those ones are pretty good, but I don't keep up with the other episodes.
Okay, good. Well, okay, you've only listened to 3 then. Okay, that's what Goose. He had some other compliments, but I'm not gonna sit here and read compliments about myself.
Wait, let's hear one of them.
Okay, you deserve success.
Wow, it's a fortune cookie compliment.
Why not just another one? I mean,
Okay,
you are funny and talented.
Oh, did he really say that?
Yeah, you said that. And,
does he know how? You're a good-looking man.
So, okay, Goose. All right, I know we're...
Bury the lead there, Goose.
All right. We're going deep in this, but I do want to explain something real quick. Why is it youtube.com/Games Under Pressure? Games Under Pressure was a website that I co-founded in 2013, but I started the PRESSURECAST beforehand. Brian liked the name of the PRESSURECAST, so he created a website called Games Under Pressure. So we were together on that venture. Sooner or later, we actually fell into a bit of a disagreement about whether or not Michael Jackson's Black and White was a classic pop album, or if Michael Jackson had sold out to mainstream success, unlike his previous albums such as Thriller, which had a good critical and commercial success. Personally, I like Black and White. He disagreed, so we had to go our separate ways on that, and that's when I started Video Games Are Dumb. However, I had put up like damn near 250 videos on my damn YouTube page. I had over 400 subscribers. What am I going to do? And if I get to 500 subscribers, I can change the name. So yeah, I understand that you might say, come on, just hurry up and just start a new page. But I'll tell you what, man, metadata.
He's almost there.
Metadata, come on. Like, metadata, like, if you search up games, I'm the number one
result.
Metadata. Metadata.
Yeah.
So I'm only 50 subscribers away. I literally average out about, more than 10 a week. So it's like another
10
month.
a week, guys.
It's only another month.
Yeah, you'll be there.
As for adding music listings and things like that in the podcast, I actually don't want to do that. Like, I want people to go, oh, what is that song? I like that. I know it's mean, but, that's if you tweet at me, at Dr. Karate Chop or at Pressure News, I will tell you.
Those are both different titles on your website.
Oh, Pressure News is for... Damn, you're right. Maybe he's onto something. Well, there is a Video Games Are Dumb...
that already exists?
Yeah, I'm working on it right now. But the Pressure News is for the PRESSURECAST. Video Games Are Dumb because PRESSURECAST was already taken.
And Dr. Karate Chop is your personal account.
Yeah, okay, fine. Just tweet at me, Dr. Karate Chop, and I'll tell you what the songs are. Goose, I appreciate it. I appreciate all these beautiful compliments. As for what's going on with Express, that's just where I'm featured. They feature my stuff.
You want to hear a secret from me?
Yeah, what is it?
I may or may not be this Goose guy that's starting you these emails.
Is that you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good-looking guy. He's got a good sense of humor, but come on, you're popping up all over the internet here. Let's aggregate.
Okay. Was that you? Was that right?
Yeah.
So, but either way, Goose or John Goose, whatever you want to call him. I know I'm not going to say your full name on here because I don't know. Maybe we got a lot of psychopaths to listen to the show. They might say, "Well, okay, I want to be Goose, so I'm going to go find him and wear his skin."
Another secret here. I'm not Goose.
Okay. You're not Goose. All right, fantastic. So Goose, really good ideas. I like them. That's the reason why that I haven't changed to YouTube because, like, honestly, it's so hard to get subscribers in this crazy day and age that we live in of Obama's America. So I'm not sure exactly.
You got people YouTubing things.
Yeah, just give it 5 more weeks, and I'll change the name. I know it's a long time.
What are you gonna change the name to?
To Video Games Are Dumb.
Oh,
okay.
Is it a letter R? Is it backwards letter R?
No. I don't know why they did that. Express Milwaukee changes my art all the time. I don't know why they do it.
Oh, you call it art now? It's content, right?
Yeah, content. No, it's not my art. It's like literally the graphical art. Can we move on to the show?
We can. Let's go.
Okay, let's. I have some bad news for you though.
Choo choo. Everybody aboard.
Beep beep.
Here we come.
I have some bad news for you though. You're gonna have to find a new planet to live on. Because it's the earth-shattering stories of the week. Okay, here we are with the number 1 earth-shattering story of the week. Silent Hills, the project that was between Guillermo del Toro, Norman Reedus, and of course Hideo Kojima, who's had his he's on the odds out with Konami. That game, Silent Hills, which was only really announced less than a year ago, maybe 6 months, has officially been canceled.
I heard this has been canceled because Norman Reedus dropped out, huh?
Yeah.
They're like, we need a new actor for this.
Did I tell you about that website where they said the project had been killed, but they were like, Silent Hills killed, Norman Reedus confirms, but I read as Norman Reedus killed.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
Was he killed on the latest Walking Dead? Is that what happened?
I don't know. We have to wait till the next season to find out.
Oh,
because even if he's dead, he'll come back. It's Walking Dead.
They won't kill him. People like him too much.
Yeah.
You're right. He will. He will probably come back.
No, he'll die as soon as he gets a movie deal. Here's what Konami had to say. Konami is committed to new Silent Hill titles. However, the embryonic Silent Hills project developed with Guillermo del Toro and featuring
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro. And featuring the likenesses of Norman Reedus will not be continued. In terms of Kojima and del Toro being involved, discussions on future Silent Hill projects are currently underway. And please stay tuned for further announcements.
Were there any other actors in that movie, or is it just Norman Reedus?
It was just Norman Reedus so far. But here's what they had to say. We will continue to develop the Silent Hill series. Now, I'll tell you what, man. If there was one game that got the most buzz this year, and you can say whatever you want about, like, if they announced, I don't know, a new Metroid game, or the next, Gears of War, or the next God of War.
Ace Combat?
Sure, yeah. No, but yes.
Ace Combat 5.
There's been more than 5, but
okay, you're right.
Ace Combat 5, we're doing it again.
Remastered.
Sorry about that.
Master Chief Collection.
Ace Combat 5 Master Chief Collection.
Yeah, okay, there we go.
Yeah, well, it's just Master Chief, Here's the thing. The playable teaser, PT, it was a first-person teaser that was released on PlayStation Network. It was actually developed by Sony using a unique engine. I believe it was the Fox engine. That game got so much buzz. Everybody was playing it. Everyone was raving about it. And they're just like, this is just a teaser. What's going to come? And now it's canceled. And you have to wonder what must have led to this. Was this Konami once again? Because, Kojima is pretty much leaving Konami. He's confirmed. He wants nothing to do with the company for whatever reason. We don't know why. Is it because he's out? Or is it that Guillermo del Toro backed out? He said he was disappointed. Guillermo del Toro said it disappointed his greasy heart. He actually said greasy heart. I love del Toro.
I don't understand what that means.
Well, hearts can be greasy too, Justin,
Yeah, maybe he's eating a lot of...
Have you seen the man?
He's a big guy, yeah.
He's a greasy man.
Well...
Every time you hear him talking, he always has like half a cheeseburger in his left cheek.
They never show him, so I guess he has to describe himself that way so that I know what he looks like.
That's true. That's very, very true.
Even though I only read the quotes, I don't hear him talk either. But.
So we know that that Kojima is leaving. We know that Silent Hills is probably... I guess maybe their second biggest property. I guess you could say Pro Evolution Soccer, Dance Dance Revolution. It's kind of alarming to see something so promising being canceled. And why would they? I would hope
Cancelvania.
Cancelvania?
Yeah.
Oh, yay! I would say that I would hope they worked especially hard to keep this project on the rails because there was so much hype around it. But I wonder how long they've known it's been canceled if they wait for it to die down a little bit. But who can really say?
Maybe they were just saying that it's canceled to see what the reaction would be. Like, do you guys actually want this game?
Sociopathic company.
Yeah, they're like, are you going to react at all?
Dude, last night, Konami said they were going to kill themselves just so that everybody would call them. It was insane.
They're starting a Kickstarter for their studio.
For potato salad.
Yeah, there we go.
Moving on to the next earth-shattering story of the week. Valve has officially removed paid mods from Steam. You remember last week, of course.
God.
The biggest story was just, hey, look at all these Skyrim mods that you have to pay for. Well, I don't care for that. Let me just bitch and moan and call Valve evil for whatever reason, because it's the internet and they want everything free and, I don't know. They want their hot cocoa when they wake up, whatever their deal is.
Freedom of Information Act, right?
Yeah, totally. There's an algonist to this conversation.
Yes.
Valve actually put out a statement to say, to help you understand why we thought this was a good idea, our main goals were to allow mod makers the opportunity to work on their mods full-time if they wanted to, and to encourage developers to provide paid support, better support, to their mod communities. We thought this would result in better mods for everyone, both free and paid. We want more great mods to become great products like Dota, Counter-Strike, DayZ, and Killing Floor, and we wanted that to happen organically for any mod maker who wanted to take a shot at it.
What, are they running for president?
Yeah, well, they are always running. Always. But the thing is, these paid mods, I never understood why there was such a big hissy fit about it, because, honestly, there were still free mods. You can still get free mods.
Just don't download the paid ones. Then.
Yeah, don't pay for them. I mean, it was a debacle because I think that they literally just announced and rolled it out at the exact same time. So, it was kind of like, it got a little herky-jerky. They couldn't announce it, take a temperature, and then figure out which ones to release first.
Should have just not announced it and just done it without telling anybody.
Yeah, they did it. Well, yeah, they were just like, here it is, and here's an announcement. That was probably the big mistake. If they would have kept it a secret and told no one would care about it, and that would have been better.
Yeah, big mistake. You got to learn from your mistakes, Konami.
That was Valve.
Oh, yeah. And Konami. Come on, guys.
Everybody's got to learn from some mistakes.
Konami, you got to make games. If you want people to play your games, you got to make games.
Wow, man. You gotta, you know what? You should be talking to them on the line, man. We gotta pipe them in.
I'll send them a Twitter.
Send them a Twitter? Well, okay, here's what we've got. Windows 10, of course, is coming to the PC, but Xbox One will officially have Windows 10 later this year, later in 2015. According to Phil Spencer, he said this earlier in the year. He wanted to make sure people understood what this was all about. We won't see people using Excel on the Xbox, but Microsoft is making it easier to port experiences from PC over to Xbox where they make sense. So that's good news. I mean, it's...
why do they make... never mind.
Well, Windows 10 integration, we knew it was already going to be coming to the Xbox, but we weren't sure if it was going to be coming around the same time as the PC. We know that it's going to be coming this summer, and we know that later this year it'll come to the Xbox One. Also, we know that you'll be able to do things like stream your Xbox One to your PC, so you can play some games if you want. But of course, you have to be in the same house.
How many houses?
Yeah. What? How many houses can I use this in?
Only one?
Only one? Never mind.
Gotta upgrade my package.
But they also announced, or at least turret
time? Turret tit for tat.
Terry Myerson, he's the Microsoft VP, said within 2 to 3 years of Xbox Windows 10's release, there will be 1 billion devices running Windows 10, which sounds like a lot, but, phones run Windows 10. It's an operating system, but it's a heavily scaled down version. I mean, what kind of features would you actually want to see from PC make the jump over to...
Oh, I definitely want to be able to use my Outlook on there.
Okay.
Want to check out my emails on the screen.
So,
I want a web TV experience going on.
A web TV experience?
Maybe we can stream YouTube.
Yeah, okay, stream it.
Can build my websites on there.
Websites?
On the Xbox One.
Okay.
It'll be more hard to do because I won't have a keyboard for some reason. Maybe I should go get a keyboard, huh?
Yeah, I mean, maybe they can use like Xbox Connect when you're,
building a website, Squarespace with the Xbox Connect.
Yeah, go to stamps.com with your Xbox Connect and click the microphone.
And never again go to the post office.
Yeah, see? But I mean, it's I don't know. Windows 10 just seems like having a unified operating system could be somewhat alarming. Of course, DirectX 12 is also coming to the PC and, the Xbox, which is good news. Good news all around because that'll actually help them bump up their graphical fidelity.
Is that Flash animation?
Yeah, that's exactly the same as Flash animation.
Okay, that's easy.
Yeah, you just got to download it from Adobe every like a couple of weeks to make sure you can play games on Newgrounds.
Oh, are we going to be able to run Adobe Reader on the Xbox One?
Maybe. Why not?
How about Photoshop?
Yeah, sure.
And what other Adobe products are there? The script one that they just came out with?
These are all correct. They have listed all of these. No, they haven't.
So is the Xbox One just going to be a computer?
Yeah.
Is it already a computer?
No, it's still gonna be a.
Are they making a new Xbox?
Video game console.
Video game console.
It'll be a video game console that'll have added functionality, which honestly, like, I don't know. I mean, the idea of being able to check your email, Twitter, and all that stuff, and a unified platform would be pretty easy. Of course, you can always download apps like Reddit and Facebook, but, like, come on, like, what are you doing?
You're wasting your time. Don't go on Reddit on that.
Just
use your computer to do that. You don't need your Xbox One.
Yeah, that's actually a better idea. Or, I don't look at your phone.
Yeah, use your phone. You can use your tablet, too.
Yeah.
That's an easy one.
Okay, let's move on to probably the story that I assume you'll be the most excited for, Justin.
I think I am excited already. Let's hear it.
Okay, so there were a group of developers, former Rare developers.
Okay, good company.
They worked on a number of games such as Banjo-Kazooie and
Grabbed by the Ghoulies?
Donkey Kong Country. I wonder if they worked on Grabbed by the Ghoulies.
Sports, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. Well, here's what they said. They went on Kickstarter and said, hey, we're going to make a game called Yooka-Laylee.
Wait, how do you spell
it? Shut up.
Is it a U?
Yes, it's Yooka, and the next name is Laylee.
So it's somebody's name.
Yeah, because it's basically Banjo-Kazooie.
What? Oh, because that sounds like a banjo and a kazoo.
Yes.
And this one's just a ukulele. Well, I like a ukulele better than a banjo.
Why?
Smaller.
Oh, okay. Smaller than a kazoo.
Kazoos are pretty small. You might be able to find a. Yeah, you could get a harmonica.
What's the biggest kazoo you've ever seen?
Not very big. Probably couldn't be longer than like 6 inches.
6 inches?
Yeah. And
you got blow on it?
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. I mean, if you could find a bigger one, I don't know if it would be any better or not. It depends how you use it, right?
Would it be preferable if you had a bigger one?
Depends what you're trying to do with it, right?
Okay.
I mean, some people use them different way. Like if you get the ukulele going, you got you set the mood pretty nice with that ukulele, and
then the ukulele going.
You don't want to keep the kazoo out if you're just doing ukulele stuff.
No, wait just 1 second here, because you could just put the ukulele right in your mouth, and essentially you hum, right?
Yeah, you don't know what a ukulele is.
You can stroke the ukulele while you got the kazoo in your mouth.
I call it strumming.
Strumming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rubbing it.
Okay. What? So why not play both? Well, I mean, come on. People do it with their harmonicas. Why can't they do it with the kazoo?
Are you saying there's going to be more than one person playing this game at the same time?
Yes. There is actually going to be a chameleon and a bat.
Chameleon and a bat. I'll take the bat.
No. You got to understand. You have to play as both of them.
Can you play as one of them?
I can play as both of them.
I want to play as one of them.
No, well, it's not out yet.
It's not co-op? Oh, okay.
Okay, but it went to Kickstarter.
Great.
And they had some, rinky-dink ass goal of just like a couple of $100,000. And they've already surpassed $2 million. Over $1.5 million in the first 24 hours alone.
Did they end funding or are they still going?
Dude, that was, they still have like...
What are they going to do with all this extra money?
Make sequels. Add extra collectibles. So that way you're searching around for the letter J for like 8 hours.
Great. Maybe they'll put that bird from Donkey Kong Country in there.
Yeah. Here's my thing, man. I don't know about you, but I found the act of playing collectible games on the 64 pretty fun at first and then utterly maddening.
Well, other than like Pokemon.
Yeah, well, that's... You
got to collect them all.
You do have to collect them all. But I'm talking about when you play something like Banjo-Kazooie, it's fun at first, but then around, the 40th hour, I mean, okay, that fell over. But according, over around the 40th hour... Yeah, that's okay. you're hearing the same song where it's like, and you're just
badly
like,
synthesized.
I'm looking for the letter J. Where's the letter J? Yeah, and then you just hear, like, shut the fuck up. Do you know what's the worst one is Donkey Kong 64.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Remember we had to collect the bananas to feed the guys so that you could get the letters, so that you could get the keys to unlock them. There was like 50 million collectibles.
There was a lot of different keys you needed. There's the backyard key, the gate key.
Yeah.
There's the front door key, back door key.
Too many keys.
Garage key,
Too many
mailbox
keys.
key.
What do you need all these keys for?
Laundry room key. Yeah.
I just don't understand. So, I mean, ukulele, it's really inspiring to see that they're going to be coming to consoles. It's already been confirmed for Wii U. It's already coming to PC. I mean, honestly, if you're a fan of those types of games, though, this is like a real return to form. And they did say that they chose the chameleon and the bat because they'll have unique abilities. I mean, obviously, like the double jump, having the bat flutter his wings. But I'm curious to see what the chameleon does when he like blends into his background. You know what I mean?
You think he's going to have blending powers?
Well, I hope so. What else do you have a chameleon?
You think that's what they meant when they said that he was going to be able to have unique skills?
Yeah. I do.
What else can he do? He's got a tail. I think their tails fall off, right? They can regrow.
Is that right?
So maybe you can regenerate with the chameleon.
He just rips his tail off and throws it at him and goes, ah!
Yeah, and then it comes right back.
That's gross. What, is it like a boomerang?
No, he grows another one.
Now, how cool would it be if it was like detachable? He threw it and it spun around and it just went right back on his tail.
Sounds a little bit like Gex.
Yeah? I like Gex.
Gex 2, Enter the Gecko.
Gex 3.
Gex Storm, something. Was there a Gex 3? Did it ever come out?
There was a Gex 3, and it was something to do with spies.
Super Spy.
Yeah. Okay, that's going to do it for the earth-shattering stories of the week.
My favorite segment's coming up next.
We will get to the chart park in a moment, Justin. But first, I think we should talk a little bit about Stamps.com.
Stamps.com.
I got to tell you, man. Let me tell you about what I don't like.
Okay.
Places that are boring.
Oh, you mean like the public library?
Public library? I hate going in there. What are you going to do, look at some microfiche? Why would I do that? I can go to the movies. That's more exciting.
It sounds relaxing.
The red box is way more efficient, and it's much smaller.
Yeah.
Why do you even go there? That's just, like, why would I go?
Boring places. Let's
okay,
go.
sure.
Yeah, grandmother's house.
Grandma.
What's
great.
she gonna do, right?
Oh, great. Yeah, you got your candy dish out.
Oh, here she is. She's coming out.
Yeah. Oh, great. Now the candy dish hasn't been touched since Reagan was in office. That's my biggest issue.
Got a pile of mail there. She didn't even open it.
Oh, my God. Bookstores, any place with books in general, not a fan.
No.
I don't want to go there. I want to run free. But the worst place to go to, anywhere in the world, is the post office.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my goodness. I'm so happy that you're yucking it up with a customer, but can you speed up this line? I got a package to mail. Ah!
What is this, some sort of like romper room in here?
Yeah, seriously. But I have good news for you. Stamps.com. Do you know what that is?
I do. I used it.
You actually use it?
Yeah, I use it. I've got the free scale.
Which is no longer free. Thank you for ruining the advertisement.
It's not free anymore, but
they have a 5-pound scale and a 35-pound digital scale. You can print out the postage and then just tape it right on the package, and you can be,
That's exactly what you do. Yeah, you just print it.
It's so affordable. You can just mail stuff to strangers, but you probably shouldn't.
You can just go in the phone book and you start right at the beginning. Hey, Aronson.
Yeah, maybe mail grandma some new candy. And here's the best part: if you sign up for Stamps.com today, you get $5 of free postage. $5.
Let's use our promo code.
We don't have promo code.
Use the promo code SMOD.
You're gonna give out other promo codes?
Yeah, SMOD SMOD.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
That's great. So this means not only will you get $5 of free postage, not only will it be easier on the wallet, because come on, look at the price of stamps these days. They might be small, but the prices go up.
What is it, like $12 for a thing?
Let's say it is.
It is.
Because don't do that, and don't go to the post office. Just sit at home, drink your iced tea, live your life, and let every other Joe Schmo go to the post office. Use Stamps.com and sign up for the free offer to get $5 of free postage.
With our promo code.
We don't have Oh my God, it's really hot in here. It's really stuffy.
Might have been I'm sucking up all the oxygen in here, huh?
No, they're just stupid big-ass nostrils.
My big fat face.
So, I think we might want to get outside for a bit and talk about all the financial news at the Chart Park.
Oh, the Chart Park.
The land where money grows on trees.
Hey, park it up.
We're talking about all the money in video games.
And the chart.
They're not just for fun and games and children and giggling. They're here for the money.
They want the money. What are we going to do?
Everybody's here for the money. No better example of this than Sony, who have announced their results of the fiscal year, which of course ended on March 31st, 2014. Here's what they had to say. They have 22.3 million units shipped worldwide. Not sold, shipped. Curious that they would even announce ship numbers. That's usually Microsoft's deal.
Yep.
And they announced that over the past year, they didn't give numbers for the last quarter, but the past year, they've sold 14.8 million PlayStation 4s.
Man, what do these numbers mean?
They mean there's so many. Hey, remember when you were on last time and I said that Nintendo lost $200 billion?
Yeah.
I meant million. I don't know why I said billion. But
I didn't think they had that much.
Yeah, that would ruin an economy. That would be... There would be people
the world
throwing...
economy, it would be.
Yeah.
Why does a gaming company have this much money?
So what does this all mean? It means that PlayStation is up 33% year over year. Woo! It means, if I might be so bold, that Sony is finally getting on the right track. You gotta remember, they took that TV division and they said, we spin you out. Spin out that TV division. They said the PC division, they said, we can sell this to somebody, can't we? And someone said, yes, I will pay for that. So that's where that went. They've been making sure not to spend money on stupid research that will end up going nowhere. And, in a lot of ways, it's helped them out to the point where they've announced a $576 million profit. That's up 159%. Wait for it. Year on year. Oh, sorry, I'm allergic to success.
So wait, are they, all these companies are doing okay again?
Well, Sony's doing...
state of the market.
Sony's doing okay overall. They still could be doing a lot better. They're still spending a lot of money. Now, that's profit, but that doesn't mean that it's net revenue or net profit, because they still have to spend a lot of money on our stuff.
Okay.
But the PlayStation 4 is their most popular device right now. It's really increased their brand, the brand recognition. Sony's hot now. Sony's hot.
What?
Hey, remember when we were talking about Konami?
Yep.
Ooh, we got bad news.
Oh, not again.
Bad news for the money. Because Konami has officially and voluntarily delisted itself from the New York Stock Exchange after they filed the infamous 15F form.
What, are they just trying to liquidate all their stocks or something?
No. Here's what they had to say. They are making sure they ensure that overseas shareholders and investors will continue to have appropriate information regarding this effort. Here's why they did this. Let's break it down for you.
Let's start at the beginning here.
Let's start over, okay? Welcome to the PRESSURECAST.
Yeah, stamps.com.
Okay, and here's what happened. It turns out that only 0.29% of all of Konami stock is traded in the United States. 0.29. I mean, that is so small. We got more dogs that drown in a year than that.
So what you're saying is that they just don't want to be in the U.S. anymore.
Well, yeah, because that means 97.48% of their stock is traded in Japan, and 2.23% is traded in the UK. Here's the little thing you gotta understand about Konami. They are not strictly a video game company, nor have they been for a very long time. Yes, they run pachinko parlors like every other major Japanese company, but they also run health clubs, and these health clubs are actually their most profitable division.
Are those Castlevania-themed health clubs?
They do have pachinko and mobile games that are Castlevania games. And then when I say mobile, I mean mobile pachinko games. Like, let's play some Castlevania pachinko on my iPhone.
That's what I thought you meant all along.
Oh, well, then I'm sorry for clarifying, because obviously you understood what I was coming from in the very beginning. I'm sorry I jumped down your throat a little bit.
Yeah, you did, and apology accepted. Okay.
That's good. Okay. Hey, over at Steam, they had to apologize too. Why?
Oh, good segue.
Well, I'm full of them. Wait, we're just getting started here. Steam's currency exchange rate got a little weird, involving the Indonesian rupiah Yes, ruples.
Ruples? Don't you use those in Legend of Zelda?
Yeah, you do. Those are rupees.
Oh, okay. What's the game where you use ruples again?
I don't know. Probably some game in Indonesia.
Aerobiz?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the exchange rate on my dollar to this ruple?
So here's what's happened. Counter-Strike's Global Offense, that's a popular Steam game, they have weapons for sale. Well, one of those weapons accidentally had its price raised to $3,549,383.07. So Valve immediately fixed the problem.
Why is that gun so great? Because, when something's more expensive, it means there's something special about it.
Look, that rule applies to everything, not just,
guns.
Digital guns.
Okay.
Anything that's more expensive, it's the best. Don't waste your time with cheap shit. That's how it works.
That's why we go to Starbucks for our coffee.
Let's say you're going to buy a car. And you don't have, over $1 million to buy this really fancy car. You know what you do? Save your money. Don't buy a car. Take the bus. Hell, walk everywhere. It's safer that way.
Yeah, you're not driving around.
Yeah, more likely to die in a car accident than a plane accident. Take the plane everywhere.
Hey, let's say that we live in a state where there's snow on the ground.
Let's say.
You gotta get chains for your tires.
You do.
You gotta get snow stuff for your car.
Snow stuff?
Yeah, you gotta get a shovel.
Okay.
You might have to shovel that thing out.
Right.
Right. Get the expensive car.
And that's what we talk about. All about the money.
Oh, yeah, we're going
in the chat bar. Hey, Ouya. You remember Ouya? They were on Kickstarter, and then they got a Kickstarter, and then they released this console nobody wanted, and no one plays.
What was it? That's the indie console, right?
Yeah. Well, okay. CEO Julia Ehrman.
Well, there's your problem right there.
Sent out an email. Well, it should have been Error Man. So, sent out an email to investors and advisors. She had some pretty alarming news. She said, given our debt holders' timeline, the process will be quick. We are looking for expressions of interest by the end of the month.
They should have started another Kickstarter.
Our focus now is to trying to recover as much investor capital as possible. We believe we've built something real and valuable. I continue to read the tweets and emails of our fans who play Ouya every day. And our catalog is now over 1,000 apps and 40,000 developers.
They call games apps now?
I'm not sure how that translates. 1,000 apps and 40,000 developers. Okay. We have the largest library of Android content for the TV. Still more than Amazon. Hells yeah. Hells yeah, indeed. But I've got some bad news, Irma.
Why'd you say hells yeah, Irma?
That's what she said.
Very depressing press release, Irma.
I'm going to say Ouya's probably going to go bankrupt within the year.
What's it look like? A little box?
Yeah, it's like an Apple TV.
Like a little green box?
No.
They took that thing.
Why is it green?
I don't know. I was just picturing that's a good color, right?
Okay, yeah. It's actually orange.
They have it in a lot of different colors, actually. That was one of the big problems.
There's too many colors?
Yeah, too many colors. Just stick to green.
Yeah.
Green color money.
Okay, so that's true. Is that why the Xbox did so well?
Yeah, it was green. It did well because it was green. I like the long cords. And I like the gigantic surge protector that they had with that thing.
I really don't like...
Felt like a military system to me.
I kind of hate how all these controllers now are wireless. Like, where am I going to go?
Yeah, exactly. What do you think I'm going to do with my controller here?
And it's weird because the cords, because there are none, are getting longer, and the games are getting shorter.
I feel like I'm getting tethered to the app.
Yeah.
The game.
Who doesn't?
Can we just call games apps from now on?
Yeah, content.
Killer apps.
Killer content.
Content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of killer content, the murder mystery Danganronpa has officially sold over 200,000 units in the West. That is Danganronpa 1 and 2, and that's just on the PlayStation Vita. So Danganronpa is doing quite well.
That's why I gotta get a Vita.
And they're making so much money on the Vita.
As long as they make the money.
There's so much money to be seen. Star Citizen would know a thing or two about raising money. Maybe you should talk to them, Ouya, because they've officially announced that they've surpassed $80 million in crowdfunding. $80 million?
Who has that kind of money to waste?
Star Citizen, that's who. And that game's not even out yet. But of course you can play like an alpha, beta, all that kind of stuff.
But when's the new Shaq Fu coming out? That's what I care about.
That's true. It got kickstarted a while ago. We know absolutely nothing about it. Except it has developers that worked on Final Fantasy, apparently. So the guys...
Oh, it's going to be terrible. I wish you could see my facial expression.
Mm-hmm. Well, keep a stiff upper lip.
Yeah.
Just like they do over in the United Kingdom. Home of the croissant witch. The United Kingdom They buy a lot of video games, Justin. Let me tell you, if there was a hypothetical list, of all the games that sold over in England, and we made this list limited to 10. Let's say 10.
So the top seller is probably a soccer game, right?
Well, let's find out. Because at number 10, it's WWE 2K15.
Wow, that's popular over there. Bad News Barrett.
They love wrestling in England.
Okay.
They do. They go absolutely fucking nuts for it. You know. That in American reality television. That's the things they care about. Number 9 is Borderlands: The Handsome Collection. Number 8 is Dying Light. Number 7 is Call of Duty: Advanced Warfare. Number 6 is Minecraft Xbox Edition. And number 5 is FIFA 15. Number 4 is Minecraft PlayStation Edition. Number 3 is Battlefield Hardline. Number 2 is Grand Theft Auto 5. And number 1,
soccer, right?
with a bullet, is Mortal Kombat X.
Where's the soccer game on that list?
That was number 5, sir. FIFA 15.
Oh, I thought it was the Pro Evolution. I was waiting to hear. Never mind.
No, that's weird. They even. Okay, moving on. They
Yeah,
over in
keep it
Japan, home of the sushi sandwich, they have their own top 10 games. They don't follow the beat of everyone else's drum. They do their own thing because you know why? They can.
Well, why not? Right?
Why not? You don't live your life trying to be somebody else, or at least you shouldn't. I mean, unless it's me, because I am one healthy motherfucker, let me tell you.
Yeah, Stamps.com.
Stamps.com. All right, so here's what we got over in Japan. Number 10 on the PlayStation 4 is Dying Light. Number 9 is BlazBlue Chroma Phantasm Extended on the PlayStation 4.
I want to play that game.
Number 8 is Tropico 5 on the PlayStation 4. Number 7 is Meiji Tokyo Renkei Twilight Kiss on the PlayStation Portable.
What is the Twilight Kiss?
The PSP has
like
a game
this.
in the top 10.
I like the sound of that.
Number 6 is Minecraft PlayStation Vita Edition on the Vita, of course. Number 5 is BlazBlue Chroma Plasma Extended on the PlayStation 3.
What country are we talking about here? Japan?
Yeah, come on.
They like the Blaze Blues over there.
They love the BlazBlues. Number 4 is Hyperdimension Neptunia 7, which I kind of like those games.
I like the titles of these games. What is that one?
That game is an allegory for the console wars, where these different anime girls represent consoles. It's insane.
Meta, very meta. Love it.
Yeah, they live in the land of game industry. Not even making that up.
Oh, that's funny.
It's pretty good. You gotta play them on the Vita. They're really good though. Number 3 is Style Savvy on the 3DS. Here's the best name of the week on the PlayStation 3. At number 2 is TV Anime The Idol Master spelt with an @ symbol. Cinderella Girls G4U exclamation point.
Wow.
And number 1 on the 3DS is Bravely Second and Layer. You gotta get that Bravely Default. You'd be into it.
I would. I got Fire Emblem instead. And
you can't lose.
I don't regret that move, but I do want Bravely Default.
Yes.
Because it feels like a throwback, right?
You don't regret any moves when you're playing Fire Emblem. Because sometimes I'll make a move, and then they'll get killed, and I'll go, and I'll make sure I didn't save it.
Yeah, I just hate restarting the mission when you made it all the way to the end. Because I usually get careless towards the end of the mission. I'm skipping turns and stuff, and then one of my guys gets killed, and I'm like,
So you give everybody a flying horse, right?
I've paired up all my couples, so they both have flying horses on both sides, and then their kids are also flying units.
The kids are also flying.
Yeah, and then you just don't let anyone ever get close to you.
Okay.
Especially your wife.
Okay. Well, let's talk about the best-selling consoles over in Japan. Number 10, or there's no numbers here. What am I doing? I'm being an idiot here. I'm being
Is there 10 consoles?
No, that is.
Put them in.
I made a mistake.
Okay.
At the top of the charts is the PlayStation 4 with 20,112. Number 2 is the Vita with 15,000.
What do these numbers mean?
467. Number 3 is the new 3DS XL with 13,981. Number 4 is the Wii U with 7,210. Number 4, what am I doing? Why am I adding numbers?
The Wii U is number 4.
No, the new 3DS with 5,329, and then there's the PlayStation 3 with 4,248, and then it just goes from 3DS XL, 1,253, the regular 3DS, 1,095, and then the Vita TV with 558 units sold, and in last place once
Oh, there's one behind that one?
Last place, a very appropriate 201.
It's that indie thing you were talking about earlier.
For the Xbox One.
Wow, they've sold 200 over there, huh?
Yeah,
Can't give them away.
This is week-by-week sales. I mean, Japan doesn't care about Xbox. But that is going to do it for the chart park.
Ooh, that's... Yeah.
So much money.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
We're Money grows on trees.
Trees are made of money.
Oh, I tell you, what a week, man.
That was an exciting week for me.
I mean, a lot of money exchanging hands.
A couple transactions going on at the store.
A lot of transactions going on.
The cash register, bling, bling.
Yeah, okay, so in terms of money, just remove the value because, you know...
It's an abstract concept, right?
Which form of currency for you has the most sentimental value? Which particular bill or coin?
I like pennies because they got Abe Lincoln on there.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How long has that been going on?
I think since he was president.
Is that right?
They started coining and minting those.
Did he coin the penny?
Yeah, he did. He said, "Put my face on there." I see on the back I got like the Washington Monument on there.
Washington Monument. Is that right?
Cool.
When did he do this?
1700.
1700.
That was when he was alive.
Okay.
So he did it while he was still around.
Man.
If he was alive today, I think he might run for president.
If he was alive today, he would run again?
I think he might.
Which party would he be a part of? Would he go into independent?
I don't think it would matter. It'd be Abraham Lincoln, right?
I mean, maybe he'd go as a log cabin Republican because he loves log cabins.
Or a tea party.
Tea party?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Because they could get behind him, right?
Abe Lincoln, Honest Abe. Why did they call him Honest Abe? By the way.
Oh, that's a good story actually.
Okay.
Okay. He was president, right?
Yeah.
Usually, you hear about presidents being dishonest people, right? They're politicians. They're the worst.
George Washington, notorious liar, evil man.
Yep. And even with the dumb story about him cutting trees down, who cares about that, right?
That's Paul Blart.
Paul Bunyan, I think.
Okay.
Paul Blart, Mall Cop too.
Yeah, cut down the trees.
Cut the trees. Anyway, Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, he was he's a champion of the people. I think they thought that he was telling the truth because he had a great oration style.
Is that what they called the hat?
Yeah, the
Okay.
orator. Yeah,
The orator.
yeah, the deer stalker.
Because I've gone into some places and I tell them, I want the Abe Lincoln hat. They don't know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it's called the orator.
The orator. How can you spell that for me?
Yeah, orator.
Okay, thank you.
Or
Well, that's interesting. I mean, Abe Lincoln. I personally,
who would you go for? Yeah,
who would I go for?
Anybody.
Anybody. Well,
you might want to focus on somebody who's got a little bit more going for them.
okay. Howard Taft, definitely.
Taft.
I just don't think he got anything done.
The Bathman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't get anything done because he was just too busy all the time.
Yep. He was busy because he was president. They do a lot of work.
Yeah, or Hoover. He got a bad rap.
He got a bad rap because he was Amish, right?
I believe so, yes.
A bunch of racism.
Yeah, totally. And
he pulled himself up by his bootstraps.
And Nixon was a
Republican.
No, he was also a Quaker.
Nixon was a Quaker.
Nixon was a Quaker.
Oh, he was a Quaker Oats?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
He was a Quaker Oats.
From the East Coast, huh?
Well, that's why he ran for president, because if you look at, dollar bills, the way that people are portrayed on them.
Dollar bill, y'all.
Yeah, look at the way that the faces are portrayed. And then you look at the Quaker Oats, tin. It's kind of like, well, okay, what's going on? Like, is there really that big of a difference between presidents and the Quaker Oat man when you look at it?
Portraits are all the same.
They're all the same.
Now you can just take a picture. You don't even need to paint. Why does anybody paint anything anymore?
No. I seriously don't understand that.
Yeah, like I'm going to take all my time and use my skills I learned in art school. I'm over here with the canvas.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that in this day and age where somebody said, check out my cat, and they just pulled out a canvas and just started taking 3 hours to paint something?
And the cat won't sit still.
No.
How do you get that cat to sit still, right?
They painting a bunch of half ugly 5 cats.
Hey, here's how dumb it could be, right? You take a picture of the cat and then you paint the picture. The picture of the cat's gonna look better than your painting.
Yeah. What are you gonna add to this?
And it's still your cat, right?
It's dishonest. Honest Abe wouldn't stand for paintings.
No, he wouldn't.
Literally, he wouldn't stand for paintings. He kept walking every time they say, "Mr. President, just can you please."
That's why he looks so ugly.
Yeah, because they would be mad at him. They're like, "Well, fine. Everyone's gonna think you got an evil mole on your face."
That's Actually, he didn't even have that mole. It was just a mistake.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Because he was walking so much.
He was walking a little bit too much. A little bit too tall.
Yeah.
One of his legs longer than the other one.
Oh, you look at his monument. He's huge.
Yeah, I saw that in the Transformers movie.
Is that right? Does it come to life?
Yep, it turns into a car, turns into a Ford Mustang.
Is that in the movie or in real life?
I can't tell the difference between the two. I think it was in the movie.
I tried to figure that out myself. Like, sometimes people will say, well, that's just a movie, when they see the robot transform. But
But
it's
I
like,
say, well, the CGI is so good, though. Must be real life.
I'm not convinced all that CGI. I think those are real cars there. Because, how could that movie cost so much money if it was all just computer graphics?
How can you drive something if it doesn't have people inside of it?
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Right.
So I just think that's a load of shit. And I think a lot of people need to wake the fuck up and realize that,
Wake up, sheeple.
Yeah, people they can build a transformer. They've done it, seriously, what do you think is more expensive? Building one transformer that you can use for 4 movies, or having to have all these people animate it,
For 5 movies.
Yeah, for 5 movies then.
That's a longer time.
You have to make more movies to make up for the price of the CG, or you can just build the robots.
Or you can just use the internet to create robots.
Yeah, it's with the cloud.
Yeah, you put them on the cloud, and then, there are a lot of little robots, but it's better than nothing.
Absolutely. Okay, Justin. Well, we need to move on to the next segment, and that's Bucket Talk. That's right, Pocket Talk. We're talking about
finally, Bucket Talk, my favorite.
Bucket Talk is in the house. This is where we talk about all things mobile. And what better way to start this off than with the iPhone? My phone? You phone? No, sir.
I have an iPhone.
A lot of people have an iPhone because over 61 million iPhones sold in the first 3 months of 2015 alone. How crazy is that? How crazy is that?
When you say sold, you mean they're not leasing them, right?
No, they're not leasing them. You're not going to the dealership and giving your $25 a month to have the iPhone. This has created a lot of money for them, including $58 billion. Oof. And quarterly net profits of $13.6 billion. Okay, so the revenue is $58 billion, but their quarterly profits are $13.6 billion. And 69% of that came from overseas sales. That's absolutely
69.
Yeah. Why can't it be 70, you dumbasses?
Yeah, right. No one's gonna take you guys seriously.
Seriously. Now, here's that's pretty interesting, and we'll run through this because everybody understands what we're talking about here. Fixu, they keep track of all the research on mobile games and apps. They have discovered that the cost to acquire loyal app users has officially surpassed $3. It now is at $3.09. That is a 10% increase month over month, and it is a 113% jump over last year.
They jumped the hump, huh?
Yeah, not exactly surprising given the way that the mobile has been going. So
I thought they were gonna be lumped in there with the other guys, but they jumped the hump.
I guess so. I tell you what, Justin, I gotta pull your microphone back up. I don't know what I did to it, but now it's.
Is it not working?
Now it's better. Is
this good?
That's great. Now you're back.
If you didn't hear me, I said that they jumped the hump.
Okay, good. Well, moving on. Jeff Volga, he made a game called Avernum.
I think that's it.
A very popular iOS game. Well, he was working on Avernum Part 2. He released it on iOS, and then it got pulled. That's a whole story in and of itself. But he says, you know what? That's cool. I'll keep developing mobile games, just not on iOS. Here's what he had to say about this. Remember, I'm competing against 500 new titles a day. So I gave out. I suspect a lot of developers have disappeared over the last few years. They just didn't get noticed like I did.
They disappeared? Where did they... Is there an island of lost developers?
Sure. Oh. The people just vanished off the face of the earth.
They're gone, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is kind of big because it means that a lot of developers that work on indie are being, if there's too much content, this is the Atari 2600 problem all over again. When you got freaking games coming free with dog food.
It's all about content.
Yeah, it is all about content. Some people are going to back out. But speaking of backing out, Five Nights at Freddy's might be gone.
What are you saying?
They might be gone for good because the next game has been announced. Five Nights at Freddy's 4, Colin, the final chapter. Wasn't Friday the 13th Part 4 the final chapter?
Yeah, and then there was another 3 chapters.
There were another 8.
Really?
Yes. Because
what was 5 called?
I cannot remember.
Freddy's back.
Freddy's back. Friday the 13th, Freddy's back. All right.
Okay. Number 6, Jason Goes to College.
Why didn't they ever do that? That's so good.
Would have made sense, wouldn't it?
Oh, my God. But then there was Jason Takes Manhattan, Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X, Freddy vs. Jason, Friday the 13th, the remake. I mean, so many of these.
The one in outer space?
That's Jason X. That's a great movie, though. I love that movie.
My favorite is probably Jason Goes to Hell.
It doesn't make a damn lick of sense.
That's why it's good.
Doesn't the guy eat his heart and become Jason, like in the opening scene?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he goes and finds his mom in hell.
Okay. Great. You know what would be cool, instead of Freddy's hand coming out of the sand and pulling him down, if it was like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle hand, and it was like, Cowabunga! Like, pulls him down.
Hey, maybe you want to make that one online somewhere.
I think I would.
I think one of our trustworthy viewers might be able to pull that off.
Yes, our old podcast viewers. Tencent has officially acquired 14.6% of Glue Mobile, GLU Mobile, for $126 million. Of course, GLU or Glue actually makes the Kim Kardashian Hollywood game, which is insanely popular and profitable.
It's popular?
They've also announced they're going to be, oh yeah, very popular. They also announced that they have signed a deal with Britney Spears for a 5-year deal with a 3-year extension as an option.
You think they're going to make a sequel to the, what was that game called? Channel 5, the Dreamcast game, the music game.
Space Channel 5? Probably.
Space Channel 5, yeah,
That'll
okay.
be exactly what they're going to make. They're going to hire Britney Spears, and they're just going to make Space Channel 5 instead.
And then she's probably going to die a couple years later.
Ooh la la.
Great.
Bandai Namco has announced a Galaga and Tekken crossover. Who knows exactly what this will entail? However, it will involve tagging of some sort.
We were talking about this before the podcast started. I thought it would be a great title to call it Talaga. Or also Gekken.
What about Metallica?
Metallica, yeah, perfect. Work the Metalocalypse guys in there, get the Metallica guys.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody. And also, Jurassic Park is going to be released on iOS. That's right, a Jurassic World game.
Jurassic World, not Jurassic Park.
Well, it's the same. Whatever. Jurassic World, the game, will be coming to iOS, and in it you'll be able to grow dinosaurs. More than 50 dinosaurs.
Wait, is Goldblum in the new one?
No. And they're even going to have head-to-head battle.
That's stupid. Is William H. Macy in the new one?
I don't believe so. It is exclusively an iOS game, so take that, Android users. You chose wrong because you can't play Jurassic World.
Who else was in that one that's in the new one?
And lastly, we have word now from Hironobu Sakaguchi, the Final Fantasy creator, who's working on that brand new mobile game,
Predator?
Terra Battle. Here's what he had to say. We want to begin developing the console version of Terra Battle while still operating the mobile version that our fans will continue to love. We may have a long way to go in terms of negotiations and such, but no matter what shape or form the outcome takes, we will strive to bring this dream-inspiring project to life. That's cool. The project apparently is dream-inspiring.
Wow, it sounds good. When you say dream-inspiring, it sounds like it's more than a game.
Yeah, it definitely is.
I'm
And
like-
that's going to do it with the Pocket Talk. So,
Wait, one more segment.
okay.
The Virtual Boy. Is that a pocket system or is that a console?
You know what it is. Don't,
We can move on.
yeah, we'll move on.
That's
That's the end of Pocket Talk. I guess, man, we got a little bit of time, I think...
how much time do we have?
We have a ton of time. We got an
Get the
hour.
producers waving at us here.
Jeff, we're going long.
Go long, Jeff.
We should probably talk a little bit about the games of the week in just a moment.
Okay, what are those?
That's when I talk about the games that just came out this week. But first, I think we need to talk about our news segment, the idiot of the week.
Moron.
Morons. Oh my goodness. So there's this jackass named Colin, and he has a podcast, but there's another jackass named Colin Cowherd.
Yeah, the Cowherd.
What's his show called? The Herd?
The Herd, I think so, yeah.
No, you get that a little close.
The Herd with Colin Cowherd.
No, you gotta be that close. All right, so tell me a little bit about this guy.
He's just a sports broadcaster, ESPN guy. As far as I know, he just kind of does podcasts on the sports. He's been on like Mike and Mike in the morning, if you know those guys.
No.
They also do sports talk.
What is he generally? You're more of a basketball fan. Does he follow basketball or does he follow everything?
I think he does everything. I think he's more of actually a radio guy. You don't see
He
him much.
follows radio? He
Yeah,
follows other sports announcers?
Yeah, he's about the history of radio, about the guy who invented Farnsworth, I think was the guy who invented.
So he just talks about that normally.
Well, he'll talk about whatever kind of historical thing he wants to talk about, but he tries to. He's pretty good at tying it back into sports at the end, just to keep his viewers entertained.
So here's why he's the idiot of the week. I don't know anything about the man. I don't know what he does. I'm not sure if he's a real person or if he's fictional. I get that confused.
I don't know if that's his real last name. Cowherd. That's not a real last name.
Coward. You ever
Oh,
play,
he's a coward.
Yeah. Do you ever play Eternal Champions?
No.
Because you can play as Shadow, and she'll go, coward, if you make her taunt.
Who?
Yeah, Eternal Champions. You know, where you can play as the King of Atlantis and a cyborg.
Robot from outer space?
No. But a police officer with power bands for the future.
You ever seen Cyborg? The Jean-Claude Van Damme movie?
I have seen Cyborg. That is not a good movie.
It's one of his best.
Yeah, it's all grading on a curve, huh?
Yeah. Well, you gotta compare apples to oranges.
Okay, which one?
Let's say Cyborg versus Android. My money's on the Android.
Who's on Android?
Who's the Android?
No, who's the Android?
Well, Data is an Android.
I would give it to Data because he could just rip Borg's arms off and stuff.
Oh, Borgs are also... Oh, no, those are cyborgs.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying he's going to win.
Okay, other famous cyborgs. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Okay. What about him versus Worf? Worf also could take out Borgs. When he did that, he would have like a knife or whatever. He'd be like, oh!
Worf sucked because you always thought he was going to be cool, and then he fights and he just gets beat up right away.
Captain.
I'm on Deep Space Nine now.
So anyway,
Great.
The idiot of the week...
It's this guy, right?
Yeah, not us. Talking about fucking Star Trek, we were talking about sports. Is it obvious that we're kind of dorks if we had to talk about sports for literally 2 minutes and then immediately went into Star Trek and cyborgs and shit?
I could talk sports all day with you, Colin, if you wanted to.
You could talk sports at me. I don't know about with me, you know?
You talk boxing, right?
No, I talk boxing. Oh, Pacquiao. You bastard. Why couldn't you win? He
Yeah.
should have won. Either way, he was talking about how ESPN2 decided to cover esports, because that's a great term. There was a Heroes of the Storm tournament. Here's what he had to say. Here's what's going to get me off the air. If I am ever forced to cover guys playing video games, I will retire and move to a rural fishing village and sell bait. You want me out? Demand video game tournaments on ESPN because that's what appeared on ESPN2 yesterday. I tolerated Donkey Kong. That was the equivalent of me putting a gun in my mouth and having to listen to that.
What?
I don't care if he doesn't like esports. The reason he's an idiot is that he escalates way too far at the end, where it's kind of like, oh, he doesn't like esports. But Donkey Kong, forget about his opinion about esports. Donkey Kong is the equivalent of putting a gun in his mouth.
Oh, this reminds me of that Howard Stern rant recently. Did you hear that one where he talked about how podcasters aren't real? They're never gonna have a real radio show. Why do they think they're real radio hosts if they're podcasting? He sounded so senile and old, like just totally out of touch.
If anyone can say that, he can, because what has he been doing it for like 40 years?
Yeah, well, you know, but radio hosting sucks. Like he's waking up at 5 a.m. every day to go to work. You just do podcasts whenever you want.
I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning every day too, Howard, but that is because I have violent bowels.
And violent dreams.
Violent dreams.
Wake up screaming and pooping.
Yep. I wake up and my pillow's missing. It's horrible.
Yeah, you got to find some pictures.
Yeah. I wake up, I think I'm covered in bugs.
There aren't any bugs.
There aren't any bugs. I checked.
Not usually.
So Colin Cowherd, for saying that covering esports and Donkey Kong is like putting a gun in your mouth.
You are a coward.
That is Justin's statement. I will not say that. You are the idiot of the week. Well, that was fun.
Well, you know, professional gamers are probably the lowest common denominator, though, right?
Oh my God.
Am I offending your listeners?
No, it's not. I will say, if you play an RTS professionally, I have nothing more respect for you because you are thinking on a insane level.
Oh, RTS, yeah. I was thinking more like FPS.
I guess I'll give it to FPS. I think you have to have, I think anyone has to be pretty smart, and you have to be young enough. Like, once you're past the age of, 24.
You lose all motor functions.
You do. You don't even know how to, walk down the stairs anymore.
You can't get up out of bed.
I know. You have violent bowel problems. It's horrible.
Yeah. How old are you again?
I'm about 42.
Okay, it sounds about right.
In June, I will be 89. So
multiplying, huh?
I am a clone. What can I say?
They'll just make another one.
They'll make another. Bye. See everybody. I told you the show's never ending. Let's talk about right now the games
under pressure
of the week. We're not part of Games Under Pressure anymore.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. But we should clarify that I have no affiliation with that whatsoever.
Was that something you were part of originally?
I founded it.
Okay.
I co-founded it.
Oh, now it's his thing.
Yeah, well, because I said I want to do something different, and that was all good. Does
that website does he even update that thing anymore?
I don't really check it.
Okay.
So I don't really know. I go every now and again.
Cut this part out, huh?
No. We're going to leave it in. But honestly, Brian, if you're listening to this, Black and White, great album. You're wrong. Black and White's a great album.
Wait, was Black and White before or after Blood on the Dance Floor? Because I like Blood on the Dance Floor.
That is after. That's one with, that's like 1993? Is that right? Because 91, Black and White.
I'm asking you, yeah.
Yeah.
You think Blood on the Dance Floor is 93?
Do you remember that part in Black and White where he's morphing into different people?
Macaulay Culkin.
Yeah, does he really morph into Macaulay Culkin?
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin raps. He does the rap part.
See, that's why it's a great album.
Yeah.
That's an amazing album. What was the, remember the music video for Bad where he's just like, nah, he's just smashing crap?
Yeah. Oh, no, you're thinking of Scream.
Oh, Scream is Scream is much later with Janet Jackson.
No, but that's a video where he screams and it smashes stuff.
No. At the end of Bad. Remember, or which one was it? At the end of the song, it just is like 2 minutes of him smashing shit and turning into a panther.
Is that really at the end of Bad?
I thought it was, because that was like late 80s, right?
I don't
Early
know.
90s.
I think it was a John Singleton video, so anything could happen.
Yeah, and it usually does.
Did you see which one was it that he did again, where he's like a pharaoh or something? Oh no, he's Eddie Murphy's the pharaoh, and he
what is that one? The pharaoh one.
Well, he comes in, he's like dancing for him and stuff, and they're like, "We didn't know you're Michael Jackson," but it's a Michael Jackson music video, and you hadn't seen Michael Jackson for the first 2 minutes, only 8 minutes long. You're like,
that's a good video.
This guy's probably Michael Jackson.
Favorite Michael Jackson video? Go.
Black and White.
That's right answer. I like Thriller, but it's just too much time.
Yeah. Well, Billie Jean, that's a good video.
That's a really good video. Oh, with the lighting up on the floor? That's so cool.
Sidewalk.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, it's a floor.
That's how you could tell.
Sidewalk's a floor.
That's how you could tell it's not outside.
Grass is a floor.
Well,
you know?
How low can you go, right?
Yeah. Well, you can go pretty deep. I don't know. I mean, what was what's that Janet Jackson song? Every bit. You know that song?
Every Breath You Take.
Yeah.
I believe that was Phil Collins.
Do you know that Every Breath You Take is actually about a plane crash in 1978
in the Alps?
In the Alps.
Cannabis.
Yes. And Puddle of Mud.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of popular bands that he just knew where the music was going.
He predicted the future.
I think we can all say that Michael Jackson is what a weird man.
Do you think he predicted the future or he made the future happen?
I think he made it happen.
Okay.
Because that's what I think he envisioned a future and made it happen.
You think he saw that happening?
Yeah. And he was like, oh, no.
So it was suicide then?
Yeah. Yeah, because he knew he was going to die.
But what happens if you go back in time and you tell yourself you're going to die in the exact date?
No. You can't do that. Have you ever seen Time Cop? Remember when
I
the villain
did watch Time Cop.
You remember when the villain sees himself?
You can't occupy the same space at the same time.
No, because then they all combine. It's really disturbing.
Kind of a gross-looking explosion.
Yeah, dude. Remember when he gets his face scratched, and then you see the future him slowly grow a scar? That's a cool part.
Yeah, and then they stole that in Looper, but whatever.
Yeah. Well, Looper is just a big ripoff of
Time Cop.
And Time Cop on the Super Nintendo sucks.
Is it as bad as Total Recall on the Super Nintendo, though?
You mean Total Recall on the NES?
Or is it on the...
Yeah, it's about as bad. It's about as bad.
What about the other Arnold games?
None of them are good.
None of them are good?
None of them are good.
Well, one of that T2 shooter with Aerosmith is okay.
Do you mean Revolution X?
Yeah, that's right.
Is that what you mean?
Is that not a T2 game?
No.
Okay.
But you do... You've got to save the music. Remember the video comes up and he's just like, if you're watching this, it's already too late.
It's like, well, then why am I watching this?
They've already got us. Music is the part, because you're not shooting.
Whose voice are you doing? Is that Joe Perry or something?
Tyler Perry, whatever his name is.
Tyler Perry. Steven Tyler.
Tyler Perry from Aerosmith is
Gene Michael Vincent.
Hey, because you're shooting CDs, not bullets.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
But wait, there was a T2 game, isn't there?
Yeah.
They didn't make any T2 games.
No, they made a ton of them. They were all terrible. There's one that's on the NES, one that's on the Super Nintendo, one that's on the Genesis, one that's on the Sega CD, although that's actually just the Terminator. They made it way after the fact, but it actually has the music from it. They made the arcade game, and then they ported the arcade game to the Game Boy, the first-person shooter.
Oh, that sucks.
It was the game with the Uzi. Remember, it'd be like, clack, 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 clack.
Yeah. That's the one I always think of when I think of T2.
Yeah, but none of them were good. There's no good Transformers games at all.
I like the movie.
Yeah, no, of course.
Transformers 2.
Transformers 2 might be James Cameron's best work.
Yeah. Other than maybe what other movies has he done?
Titanic.
Okay, that's a good one. That's about it, right?
I don't think he's done anything
James
else.
Cameron. I think he went underwater
Yeah.
for a while.
Yeah, he found like a box.
Found a box.
Yeah.
Dug it up.
I remember he had that documentary where he went underwater and they found a box. Nothing happens to this fucking documentary for 2 hours. And they find a box. They're like, whoa, what is this? And they use the little clamp thing. They pick it up and they go, well, let's just leave it where it was. And they put it back down.
And you don't get to see what was in the box.
You don't get to see what was in the box. That's why, like, the
Could've
movie
been
7, you get to see what's in the box.
I'd prefer to not see what's in the box.
Why? What are you, J.J. Abrams over here?
No, I'm thinking like Quentin Tarantino, right?
Yeah.
Pulp Fiction, you got the briefcase. There's gold in there? Or is it just shining gold? It's a MacGuffin.
It's his soul, man. It's Marcel Toyn's soul.
Marcel Toyn, the proprietor of Ratatouille?
Ratatouille.
Yes.
So anyway, let's talk about the games.
That's a nice segue.
Of the week.
Great.
So, let me tell you something, Justin.
Okay.
I'm not a huge sport fan, as they like to call them.
You like boxing.
I like boxing quite a bit. That's about it, huh?
I think you might watch something else. You watch horse racing?
Yeah, of course. Always.
Horse racing?
Horse racing. And I played a new game.
Hey, who won the Kentucky Derby?
I believe it was Mayweather. And if I'm not mistaken here, golf is technically a sport. Technically.
Yeah, as opposed to e-video games, right?
Video games are a bit more of a sport than golf.
I would think so.
I would say so. But golf, what's interesting about it is they basically have gotten this formula where either you're arcade or you're simulation. There's really no casual golf game. But this week I got a chance to play a brand new game called the Golf Club. Golf clubs, is that where you hang out or is that the thing you use? Who can say?
It's possible.
Here's what's crazy about the golf club. There's no commentary. Instead of being like, here we are with the next round of golf. Wow, that was an excellent swing. None of that. Instead, you're just out playing a round of golf with your friends.
Playing around,
and your caddy talks to you. And he's just really casual and he's just hanging out.
Is he a nice guy?
He can be kind of a jerk, but he's mostly nice. And there'll be really interesting things where, like, you'll hit the ball and it'll be like, ooh, boy, that looks like it's gonna make it to the green, and they'll land in a sand trap. He's like, yikes, sorry, I didn't see that.
How's that any different than the commentary normally? It's just you have a comment. Now it's the.
It feels like this guy's really talking.
Do you pick your own caddy?
No, you can't design.
Same guy.
You can't record your own voice clips and all that, and
We're like,
you can't do
that.
that.
I shouldn't have hit that one.
That was a dumb one.
Oh. I wish I didn't play golf anymore.
Wish I had a cool sport to play like boxing.
Yeah, that's an easier sport.
Or League of Legends. What's interesting about it is that he's really kind of like a casual guy, and he'll say things like, oof, here's a tip. Don't do that again. Like, that's when he's being kind of a jerk, but most of the time he'll say something meaningful where he's like, there's a bit of wind here. You might want to try and add
Sounds
a
like
little
outlaw golf.
No girls making out with each other, unfortunately. No level that takes place in hell, and no Blockbuster exclusive Christmas DLC pack.
I got a great idea for a golf game.
Okay.
You guys are listening to me out there, right?
I think
Game developers.
it's more important that you talk than I do about this game. Go for it.
This is important.
Okay.
We get a golf game where there's a Tamagotchi sort of thing going on where you're raising, or Monster Rancher, you put the CDs in there.
Same thing, yeah.
And that's basically your caddy then is created using, you talk to him with a microphone like Seaman.
Yeah.
And he's created.
What if?
But you get better at golf if he's better person because you tell him to do the right things.
What if it just takes some of the audio from the CD and then just chops it up into random bits
and replays it
as the commentary?
But that's the guy saying it. That's you could try a lot of different kinds of CDs too. I mean, I went for like the spoken word CDs. You get the classical CDs. Maybe I go to a store and just buy some ocean sound CDs.
Sounds, yeah.
So his mouth is in the shape of the sounds that the ocean makes.
Yeah, sure.
It's relaxing to me when I'm golfing. I feel like it might help my game.
You know what? Actually, there is some very little music in this game, and that's actually for the better. Instead of having a meter that tells you how hard you're about to hit the ball, you just have to watch the golf club. That's really the cool part about it.
So you don't even golf? You just watch the club?
No, you watch the club, and then you pull back with the analog stick and then fling forward. But instead of having like a meter that shows you how much power you're adding, you just have to watch the position of the golf club. It really gets you more involved in the game. What's also really cool is that the stage design is excellent. There's a lot of pop-in. That's very disappointing when they're showing you the overview. But when you actually are in play, you're not going to see much pop-in. Like I said, the commentary is fantastic, and there's this really bizarre level design You can create your own stages. And what I did is I took a perfect circle of land with a sand trap, and I just stretched it up to be like the size of a skyscraper. So you see this like dripping sand trap. It looks monstrous. You can check out the first hour video at youtube.com/games under pressure. Please subscribe so I can change the goddamn name to the actual website I work at. And,
What's the website again?
Video games are dumb. Videogamesare.com.
Not are dumb, not the letter.
Or you can go to Gamers Are Dumb. It takes you there too. Or Gaming is Dumb.
Okay.
Yeah, they all take you to the same place. I don't care. But all in all, Golf Club, it's just something very different. I'm not going to say it's a perfect game. $40 is perhaps too much for it, especially with all the gross pop-up issues that you have in there. But I love the way the caddy talks to you. I think the approach of just putting you in the zone and just playing golf as opposed to paying attention to meters and actually staring at what you're doing in the game is a lot of fun. I think it's a really excellent golf game for someone that maybe doesn't want to play Hot Shots Golf or Mario Golf or, PGA Tour, but wants something kind of different, more relaxing. So definitely check it out if you are interested in golf games. I'm sure there's a demo out there somewhere that you can play, or just go to GameStop and say, hey, can you put this game in there? And they'll say, no, we can't do that. This is a sealed copy. And maybe, call the manager out there and talk to him a bit about it. See if you can...
Maybe he'll pop it open for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the other game I got to talk about this week, and I'll keep this very, very brief, is Broken Age, which had Part 2 come out. Of course, Broken Age Part 1, came out last year. Broken Age is a Kickstarter game by Tim Schafer, creator of Psychonauts and, great games.
Day of the Tentacle, Maniac Mansion.
Full Throttle.
Sam and Max?
He was not involved in that, but he worked at the studio at the time, the LucasArts. I love Sam and Max. It's so funny. I love that game. So what exactly did they do? Well, they kickstarted this adventure game. They released Part 1 last year. Then they went back for more funding, and now they've released Part 2. I'm not going to talk about it too much because it's all story, and I don't want to spoil the story. You dummies.
You got to play it for yourself.
Here's what I want to talk about real quick. It's available on the PlayStation Vita and the PlayStation 4 right now. PlayStation Vita, you can use touch controls, so you can actually tap on the stuff that you want to talk to and interact with. That might sound like a good idea, but the real estate on the screen just doesn't... There's a lot of detail you're going to be missing, and it just doesn't feel right, like tapping for...
This just isn't right.
It isn't right. You're better off playing this on a tablet. And besides that, the loading times, they can be a bit... They're not much, but as time goes on, they start to grate on you a bit. We're like, no, I just really need to go to that room that I've already been to 5 times.
Or you accidentally go into some room, and you're like, it's loading again.
Yeah, I know. But besides that... The PlayStation 4 version is actually quite good, moving the cursor around and using the D-pad to automatically select interactive objects. It's really fun. I don't really want to talk about Broken Age because I don't want to spoil the story. I would just say yes, go buy Broken Age. It's really well written. It's actually very funny. It's got that amazing, a lot of games try and be snarky or sarcastic. It never works.
They don't do it the way Tim Schafer does.
No, he's Tim Schafer. Honestly, you honestly feel that these characters have been around long enough and that everything, no matter how
costume quests.
Oh, yeah. No matter how fanciful they are, they're just doing a job. Everyone's just doing it. It doesn't matter if you are... There's literally living, breathing trees in this game. And you just feel like the tree is just doing a job. You know what I mean? Like, you're bugging him at work.
Oh, yeah.
He's screaming a bunch. And, yeah, it's...
The Screaming Trees, great band.
It's a great band. Very true. I mean, like, if you really need to know, like, a slight synopsis, I guess you can play as a boy or a girl. The girl is... being caught up in this ritual. This boy is in a sci-fi setting, and you can't actually swap back and forth from them, but I just played it all the way through as one character and then jumped over to the next one. In Part 2, you actually have to be more dynamic with how you swap, so just be mindful of that. That's about it. I don't really want to talk too much about Broken Age, because I just want you guys to actually get out there and play it. It was a slow week for games. I can be honest. Tropical 5 also came out. That's really good. It's another, city building game. It's fantastic. Highly recommend that. But there's not much I can really say about any of these titles because they're mostly re-releases.
Oh, come on, guys. Let's make some new ones.
Yeah, get on it.
What?
Wolfenstein, the New Order's DLC will be out, like the Old Blood or whatever. The Wolfenstein was okay last year. If you actually go to Video Games Are Dumb, you can read my review of Wolfenstein. I think I gave it like a 7.3.
Out of 10.
Yeah. Which now I don't give like 0.3s anymore because now I'm on a 20-point scale.
So you give 20 point.
Yeah, I give them 20 points. So that would be a 7.3 out of 20.
Not 0.20.
No.
I
don't know, man. I just, it just makes it easier. Have you been playing anything at all?
I've been playing Secret of Evermore on Super Nintendo.
All right, let's do it.
Highly underrated game.
All right, for those who are unfamiliar, and really who isn't listening to this podcast in 2015, Familiar with Secret of Evermore? It's a sequel, correct, or a spiritual successor?
No, it's not either. It just uses the same system, the same gameplay system. Actually,
Of what?
Secret of Mana, of course.
Secret of Mana, the
Super Nintendo, the 3-player Super Nintendo action adventure, probably my favorite RPG of all time.
Really?
Outside of maybe Earthbound and Final Fantasy VI.
Would you say if you're playing it by yourself, it's still on your top 10 list or top 3?
Yeah, it gets way too easy if you use multiple players, actually.
Is that right?
Yeah, I actually did that for the first time pretty recently with a couple friends of mine. Yeah, it's an easier game that way, but I like you get like these spinny menus that come up. Man, I'm not really going to sell this game very well. Kind of walk around. It's got the action adventure thing, a little bit of a Zelda thing, but you also have magic that levels up as you use spells more often. You gain levels on them.
I mean, it's more action combat, right? It's not just sitting there and just it's not sitting back and selecting attack and item, but you can freeze the game, right, and select your items, right?
Yep, the game freezes when you're selecting your items, so you can kind of strategize that way. You can set what you want your other 2 players to do that are running around. Actually, in Evermore, you just have a dog. Where you can say, like, hey, I want you to search for stuff, and he'll dig stuff up. Or you can say, I want to attack people.
So this game, when you start off, you've got a friendly dog with you, and you're in front of a movie theater, but then you go into that movie theater, and things don't go quite as you'd plan. You might say, why would I play a game where you're watching a movie the whole time?
Yeah, that'd be like Last Action Hero.
Yeah, why would you do that? But in actuality, when you get in that movie theater, everything gets a little crazy.
You get teleported to Amazon times. You get to go to a bunch of different times. It's kind of like a museum kind of thing.
Does the kid get stronger, or is it the dog that gets stronger?
Because
the dog turns into like a wolf, right?
No, he turns into like the statue of Isis or whatever that dog is from the.
Yeah, but he's not like a statue. He's alive.
He's alive, but he looks like this dog that they worship, like the Greeks worship. Or something.
It's so cool. Like, that game isn't perfect.
The bosses are great in that game. They're amazing.
It's not perfect. I don't think it would be if you had the top 10 best SNES JRPGs.
Oh, not even near. The top of the list. Yeah,
but I think if you had the top 100 SNES games, it would probably be in there in the 90s.
Maybe at 100. I'm only playing it because I've beat every other Super Nintendo RPG.
All right, so what is the worst JRPG you've played on the SNES?
Let's see. I'm going to say Star Ocean. It's a good game. Battle system's good. It's not really that bad. There really aren't that many bad ones.
Where do you fall when it comes to Mystic Quest? How do you feel about Mystic Quest?
Yeah, it's a terrible one, yeah.
Is that bad?
The whole game's like a tutorial.
Yeah, it is.
Front end.
You know what? I'm surprised no one's ever thought about like hacking that game and removing the tutorials.
Yeah.
Because you really don't need them.
No, you don't.
It plays like the most simplistic RPG already, but every 10 seconds it's like, boop, hey, by the way, press start to pause.
Yeah, exactly. I don't need to know about that. I don't even pause my games.
When you select item and you select use, you use the item you selected. You know?
Cure potion will cure your characters.
But it will not stop the game.
Yeah. We don't have any status ailments in this game.
Walking is not cheating. The game will not move on its own.
Yeah. Oh, man, what is the worst one? I guess Super Ninja Brothers? Pretty bad.
What is Super Ninja Brothers?
Have you never played it's Super Ninja Brothers, the NES one. It was the guys, was it Tecmo that did that RPG? I think it was Tecmo. Another action RPG, but I can't really even explain this. He just plays Super Ninja Brothers. It's really dumb.
Are they super?
It's a Super Nintendo game, so they just put the word super at the beginning.
They're not actually super.
No, they're not.
The system's super.
I think the first one is Little Ninja Brothers.
Yeah.
On NES.
I mean, with all these games that you can now go on and download and have like fan translations, have you played any fan translated JRPGs you'd recommend to anybody? Besides Mother 3.
Second Densetsu 3. I think that was a fan translation.
Is that what is that?
It's the third Secret of Mana.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
It's good. You get to make your own. Well, you don't make your own character, but you get to pick your character out of like a group.
Isn't there a Frontier Saga on SNES that was fan translated?
Saga Frontier?
Yeah, Saga. Or was that released in America?
I think there's one that was translated.
Yeah, I know it was translated. I don't know if it was released in America because I remember when that came out on PS1, I was like, whoa.
Well, Bahamut Lagoon is amazing.
What is that? It
was a dragon turn-based square strategy game. I think it was like right between Final Fantasy 5 and 6.
Yeah.
It's just a great strategy RPG if you like the things like
Fire Emblem and
kind of like Shining Force.
Shining Force. See, I always try and tell people. I always try and plead with them, and usually it's people that don't know who I am, and we're not talking about video games, and we're on the bus. But I say, you need to play Shining Force 1 and 2.
Oh, they're great.
Shining Force 2 has like the coolest second act ever, and I don't want to say what it is.
Don't ruin it.
Everything changes. Something
Game changers.
Yeah, like totally changes out of nowhere. And that is like the best music on the Genesis, bar none for me. You know.
Oh, there's another Live Alive is another game they just recently finally translated. It was the final.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was an RPG.
Treasures of Rudra is another one that.
Whoa.
Yeah, those are both Square RPGs that for some reason never made it over here.
Yeah, there's a lot of RPGs that are still stuck in the PS1 that haven't been. There's not a whole lot of PS1 translations yet, which is a real shame because it's a little bit harder because you're going into ISO. But considering that they can translate it to the point.
Well, you got Vagrant Story, Valkyrie Profile. There's some good stuff.
Vagrant Story might be my.
It's right up there for me. It's pretty good.
It might be my favorite non-Final Fantasy, non-franchise like RPG.
I really like Brave Fencer Musashi.
Oh, well, that's yeah.
It's an action RPG, so it's kind of different.
No, I was trying to figure out if that's franchise or not. There's definitely a sequel. At one point.
Think they might have done a second one. Yeah.
We were talking about Alundra. That game is fucking great.
Alundra?
No one played Alundra, and that is the best Zelda game. People always talk about like how.
Well, Terra Negua was pretty good.
Yeah,
which was a sequel to. Oh, what the heck was that a sequel to?
I don't remember.
It was basically a Zelda game that didn't come out here. It was on.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about because I actually saw it. They have a flash sale going on PSN for Vita. And even though I've got like not an N-Gage, I got an NVIDIA Shield that can play all the PlayStation 1 games. I still bought Suikoden 2.
Oh, yeah. Suikoden 2, it's not as good as the first one.
Really?
First one, yeah, the first one's better. You get into like the war scene stuff at the end where you're commanding the armies.
Part 1's on sale too.
Part 1 is my favorite.
I might go buy that too.
Yeah, I didn't really like 2 that much.
Really? Because you can buy PS1 games on Vita. It's awesome.
There's a 3 too.
Yeah, that never came to America though, right? No, that was PlayStation 3 or PlayStation 2, and that was bad. I remember.
Well, I remember Suikoden 2. If you look it up online, that's one of the most expensive PS1 games ever.
But now you can download on PlayStation Network on the PlayStation 3 or Vita or PSP. I even want to say.
Yeah, maybe a couple $1,000 I think for that game.
But if you had a Vita, you can get it for literally. I bought it for $4.
Oh.
And I might get part 1.
You should get part 1. It's a much better game if you have the time to waste on RPGs, which I do.
I don't know. I like the relationships in Suikoden 2. I like the story a little better. Like I feel I like Suikoden's 1. I think if you've never played either, and you start with part 1, you'll be blown away. But for me, it's like if you played part 1 and then you move to part 2, I don't even know if you could just jump into part 2. I mean, you might like it, but you might not understand all the improvements that they made to the combat. And I like the story a lot.
Well, let me suggest also Grandia 2. Probably one of my favorite RPGs.
On Dreamcast?
On the Dreamcast.
Or on PS1? Was it only on Dreamcast?
I think it was only on Dreamcast.
Yeah.
Grandia 1 was on both.
Yeah. 2
is much better. It's extremely linear.
Grandia 1 almost never came to the United States.
I don't know.
Because what's his name was holding it back. I forget his name. But Bernie Stoller. He didn't want to come in on PS1 because it was in 2D. And he was like, no, we got to advertise 3D games. Which is kind of true. You have to show your difference. Especially when you know that your competitors are going to do that. But
yeah, that's true.
But man, yeah, okay. Any other JRPGs you want to recommend?
Oh, there's so many of them that I want to recommend.
Best PS2 JRPG because there's a
PS2. I didn't play a lot on PS2 actually.
You play Odin Sphere?
Odin Sphere's great.
Yeah, that's that's not quite a traditional RPG.
Well, I like Disgaea a lot if you count it.
Valiant.
Valiant story, Valiant.
Yeah. What's the one that takes place in like the 20th century during World War II? World War I.
I think that's Valiant something.
There's a couple of them, and you meet people like Al Capone. It's like, what? This is so stupid.
Yeah. Oh, Shin. What is it?
Oh, Persona. All the Personas.
Yeah. The Personas are good.
I've never beat any of the Persona games, and I keep trying to start over at part 1 and work my way up, but I don't think part 1 and part 2 hold up quite as well as they did back in the day.
Yeah, maybe not.
But I still got to play through part 3 and part 4 because part 5 is going to be out like next year.
Oh, one of my favorites, I think it was PS1, Azura Dreams. You remember?
Azura Dreams?
Yeah.
What is that?
It was like, well, you live in the town. It's kind of like Harvest Moon where you've got like your farm and shit in the town. But you go into, there's a tower that you can keep going into and you can make it up like, I think the thing is like 100 stories or something. So you just go from like floor to floor. But whenever you want to leave, you can leave. You get to like floor 13, you lose all your stuff. You found some good treasure and stuff. You go back into town, you sell all the treasure and stuff. You can like build more stuff.
Yeah, it was a roguelike.
But then you got to go back to the tower again. It's kind of
you got to go back to the tower.
That's pretty much the only thing you can do is go back to the tower.
You live in a small town. You got a tower. That's where you're gonna go every day.
Yeah, and
what's he gonna do?
No one else is gonna go to the tower.
Yeah, there's so many great JRPGs, and it makes me sad that in this day and age, There's no great console JRPG anymore. I mean, okay, you know what? I guess because we have, I don't even remember the name of the game that I played this week.
Oh, no, we should probably find that out.
Something Quintet. I don't know what it was called.
Eternal Sonata?
No. But I did play something that was mildly interesting that I should probably look up the name of. But it was this very, very strange JRPG. It's mostly, here's my problem with a lot of JRPGs. They're slowly turning into just visual novels, which I love visual novels, but I want to have some good gameplay in there. Omega Quintet was the name of the game. And it has a pretty cool combat system where you stack your moves. You select 4 moves at a time. And you can do things like overkill or whatever, but the enemy also stacks 4 moves. So it's like attack, defend, attack. Cool stuff like that. And also when you're going to use items, so it's like, well, I need health. But why don't I just do attack, and then use the health potion?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
You know? Or vice versa. And it's actually quite a lot of fun. The storyline's pretty cool because it's all about, like, this hero of the people who's, like, this anime girl who's, like, over 30 now, and she's, like, panting and wheezing the whole time. And her producers are like, you sure you want to keep doing this? She's like, yeah, I'm good enough for this, guys. Like, she's very defensive about her age.
So kind of break that wall a little bit there.
Yeah, and so basically this other girl who's just her biggest fan actually meets her and has special powers, so she becomes the new anime girl, and there's like this internal conflict between...
Oh, it sounds kind of like, what is that, Sasami on Tenchi Muyo?
What about Sasami?
Isn't she like the new up-and-coming anime girl that's replacing like the older...
Oh, you mean
Magical
Girl
Yeah,
Sasami? Because who is it? Is it Ayaka is the magical girl, and she takes over for her?
It's either Ayaka. It might be. They might have just made it. What's her face in that series? Ryoko.
I remember that Mihoshi is like her friend in the show, and that Ryoki is like her pet, and they both get magical powers. That is an awesome show.
Yeah, it is. That's one of my. I think it's only like 6 episodes or something.
Yeah, no, it's
or maybe
it's,
4.
You might. I think it's only 4 because it was original video animation, and then they had maybe 2 more episodes, which are supposed to be kind of like a movie or whatever.
Oh yeah.
I love Tenchi Muyo. I still love I just rewatched Tenchi Universe not too long ago.
Pretty good Tenchi RPG actually. I think it was.
Oh shit! Let's bring it back. That Natsume's Majesco, or was it Natsume or Majesco?
I think it was Majesco.
You can beat it in like 3 hours, and it's really good.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's fan translated, yeah.
Yep, and there's as is the Sailor Moon one and the Ranma one.
Oh, you're playing the Dragon Ball Z RPGs?
No.
Why not?
I might have actually played a little bit of them, but
Really?
I don't think I was that into it. I think it was really clunky and crappy.
Okay.
It's probably retelling some story that I was pretty familiar with already, you know?
Okay. Well, that was the games of the week. What do you say we move on to the other 40 stories we have to get through, but they're all really quick.
All right.
All very quick.
All right.
We do this thing over here where we just rip into all the news of the week with something called...
Week news.
Week news. No, it's called Pressure Points.
The points.
Kenji Inafune, the creator of Mega Man, has a new game coming out called Mighty Number 9, and it was supposed to be out this month. But it's not going to do that because the month is already over. Now it's May. So when is it coming out? Well, Deep Silver, the publisher of this upcoming Kickstarter title, officially announced that you'll be able to play this game in September. September what? 15th, you dummy. It'll be out in America, and then on the 18th it'll come out worldwide. Hey, where do you want to play it, Justin? Let me tell you where you can play it. You can play it on the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Wii U, Xbox 360, and PlayStation 3, as well as PC, Linux, and Mac. The Vita and 3DS versions will be released digitally only at a later date.
You can play it on Mac, huh?
Yeah, you can play it on Mac.
Huh.
Play it on Big Mac, Tiny Mac, Little Mac. Little Mac's pretty cool.
Little Mac's good.
He jumps when he punches.
Although he sucks in that. He's a little bit overpowered in the new Smash Brothers.
I agree. More like Stash Brothers. Like, stash your game.
Let's play it later.
Yeah, play it later. You don't want to play right now until they patch out that. Batman Arkham Knight, the upcoming Batman game, will allow you to swap between players, different characters, even in combat. That means you'll be able to change characters from Batman to people like Nightwing, Catwoman, and Ruben, while you're facing against people like Two-Face and Scarecrow, which would be very exciting. You haven't played any of these games yet, have you?
No, they haven't come out yet, have they?
Well, no. Arkham Asylum came out in 2008, 2009, and then I think it was 2009. And then, of course, we had Arkham City come out in 2011. They're Metroidvania games in 3D with Batman. And
That's pretty cool.
Kevin Conroy does the voice of Batman for the animated
he's
series.
always my favorite Batman.
Did you gotta play these games?
I think I played him a little bit. Yeah, Mark Hamill's back too, right?
Nope.
He wasn't it?
I'm not sure what's going on with that. Mark Hamill said he retired from doing the Joker, but who knows?
Oh, okay. Well,
So, Watch Dogs 2. Remember Watch Dogs?
yeah. Rough.
2 is apparently going to be coming out at some point, you dummies, because it sold pretty well. It had over 9 million copies sold. Here's the thing. There was a senior gameplay programmer who just listed Watch Dogs 2 on their LinkedIn profile.
He doesn't get how the internet works.
No.
Someone's gonna find that.
Someone's going to find that and tell on you. And they did. So, of course, Ubisoft said, we have no comment. We have no comment regarding this matter.
That guy's fired.
Clean out your desk. Is this still on? So, I mean, of course, Watch Dogs was a pretty disappointing game. A rather forgettable game. I mean, it was good, but it was kind of forgettable. I think you might dig it because you would drive around like GTA, but you had your phone out and you could hack everything. So while you're driving, you could change the lights from green to red to cause a car accident, or burst steam pipes, or steal people's personal information. It was really funny.
I'd rather play Yakuza.
Oh, I love Yakuza. Did I tell you? I literally streamed me playing through the entirety of Yakuza 1.
Oh, did you?
Yakuza, have you ever played through Yakuza 1?
No.
You have to play that game.
Okay.
You have to.
I'll just watch you play it.
Okay. I would recommend you play it yourself instead of watching this bozo trying to figure out how to use an X button.
He doesn't know his left from his right leg.
Yeah, and even though it was cool when I was playing this guy, I was like, I never got past this part. And I was like, I'm going to get past this part just because this guy said he never got past it. He was a really cool guy. Cool guy. We were just talking about Yakuza.
Cool guy, he got stuck on that part, but...
He had some trouble. Okay, what if I told you that Call of Duty Black Ops 3 is coming to PC?
I don't care.
I don't blame you, but now it's coming with dedicated servers. That's right, dedicated servers are coming to the PC version. It's a very important factor for PC users, which things like Modern Warfare 2 did not have dedicated servers, which resulted in awful.
Well,
but that's not it.
Can't win them all.
Black Ops 3 will allow you to actually pick the gender of your protagonist in the single player, even in the co-op.
Oh, they let you have a woman character, huh?
They do, which is exciting.
Man, that's pretty cool.
I mean, why not?
It's a first-person shooter, though. How often do you see your character?
That's what I kind of thought immediately. It's like, well, that's really exciting, but you're never going to see her. You know?
Well, I hope she's hot.
Yeah, but she will be.
Good.
Because this is video games, and they can't. There are very few realistic women ever portrayed in video games.
Yeah, that's true.
Ever. But except for Final Fantasy games, which seem to nail it every time. And realistic men, too, with their amazing haircuts. And Square Enix actually just unveiled a DirectX 12 demo. That's right, the demo was called Witch Chapter 0 Cry. Fancy name. The director of Final Fantasy, Hajime Tabata, had this to say. Our team has always pursued cutting-edge pre-rendered and CG. But here's what else. This time around, with the help of Microsoft, Windows 10, and DirectX 12, and NVIDIA, we have prepared a tech demo using state-of-the-art software and hardware. The results will be incorporated into Square Enix's Luminous Studio engine. Much of the know-how achieved by this project will surely trickle down to tomorrow's games. Here's the thing. There's a bit of irony here because DirectX 12, of course, is the upcoming version of DirectX. That
right.
Obviously. But he's bragging about using an NVIDIA card, and I have an NVIDIA card, but even I know that the next NVIDIA cards will not be able to take advantage of a lot of the features in DirectX 12, given the way that they manage resources. So
you're saying he doesn't know how to program anymore?
Yeah, I'm saying that. Might as well just shut the whole company down. What the fuck are you doing? Wasting everybody's time. So get an AMD
Quit
card.
running your mouth over there.
If you really want to take advantage of DirectX 12, use an AMD card until NVIDIA, they've only got a couple of cards that can take advantage of it. And they're old. Even the Titan X doesn't take advantage of DirectX 12 in meaningful ways. Although it will be able to match far cheaper AMD cards. But far cheaper AMD, I gotta hop over to AMD.
AMD.com.
Absolutely. Here's what else is crazy. Square Enix would like to update the Final Fantasy 15 demo that came out with Final Fantasy Type 0. And director Hajime Tabata once again had to explain that while he wants to do this, he's not really sure if the other companies will let him. Here's what he had to say. If possible, instead of presenting a master that will be like the final release, I really want everyone to see and feel how the game is improving towards the final release as we take in all their feedback. From a first-party perspective, such as, Microsoft and Sony, there's no precedent of applying patches to demos, so we're currently discussing with them to see if that's feasible. I would like that, playing a demo where you're like, hey, the game's getting better.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Instead of having to pay them for the whole price of the game and it getting early access.
Oh, I hate that stuff.
Remember when we were just talking about Natsume?
Yep.
Well, if you're hoping for a Super Nintendo games on Virtual Console, they're saying not so fast. Not so you will be disappointed.
Oh, no, no Harvest Moon?
Well, here's what they said.
That's them, right?
Yeah, actually, you can buy Harvest Moon Boy and Girl on the PlayStation. There's one that takes place in the future.
Oh, cool.
That's on the PlayStation Network right now.
Are you still farming?
Yeah, you're farming the shit out of stuff with future farms.
Yeah, future farms.
Hover farms.
You farm body parts. And
Just cows that are hovering in the air going, oh.
Yeah, more milk.
More milk.exe. Well, according to Natsume's U.S. community manager, he says, I don't think there's going to be any more SNES games coming to Virtual Console. Here's what he said. At this point, it's unlikely that we will see any other Natsume SNES games coming to the Virtual Console, as Nintendo's interest has moved to other classic systems. If it's not up now, it's probably not coming. The titles for Virtual Console are handled by Nintendo. The publisher and Nintendo discuss which classic titles will be good fit and have the potential to sell. Once the title is agreed upon, Nintendo and the publisher work together to bring that title to the designated system, with Nintendo doing the bulk of the work. So basically, he's saying that they're not really interested in Natsume titles, but if you read into that, he says they've moved on to other classic systems. It sounds like they're no longer interested in the Super Nintendo, which would suck because a lot of the amazing Super Nintendo games have yet to actually come to the Virtual Console. Sure, like the big ones are out there, but the more rare games that, you don't want, like we were just talking, like Secret of Evermore or whatever that other one was. Secret of...
if they would ever bring over the ones that never got translated here. I don't know if they're...
Yeah, like maybe Mother 3. Idiots.
Oh, it's a Game Boy Advance game.
Dumb idiots. Well, Game Boy Advance is now on Wii U.
Oh, okay.
As is DS, which is awful.
I bet.
Oh my god.
It's gotta be really hard to emulate that.
To be fair, though, it makes more sense to release on the Wii U than the 3DS, because the 3DS has two screens and it looks just like a DS, whereas the Wii U has a tablet. So, better release DS games on that thing.
Yeah, here we go, huh?
Speaking of the 3DS, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate is getting some more DLC with some new costumes that just look adorable.
Oh, cuties.
So if you are a hunter, you'll be able to dress up like a Metroid's Varia suit, the Zero suit, and also have Metroid's arm cannon, as well as a Taiko Drum Master hunting horn. That's right.
Oh, no.
I know, but your Palico, those cute little cats, they're calico cats, and they jump around and go meow meow and stab things.
They stab things, yeah. They use a knife.
You can dress them up like Mega Man, Blanca, Chun-Li, USJ F-Star, Cha-Cha, Kai Maba, and they've even teased that Devil May Cry armor will be released in June. They've teased it.
Yeah, teasers.
As well as 14 new quests and 5 new weapons, which is quite exciting. Moving over to the more first-party news, Microsoft has announced that the HoloLens has created a strategic collaboration with Unity. Of course, Unity is the popular game engine used by many, 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 many people. According to Yusuf Mendy, he said expanding our relationship with Unity Technologies was a natural next step in bringing content to Microsoft's HoloLens. We're very excited to unveil this partnership and look forward to the possibilities it will open for developers creating new experiences for Microsoft HoloLens. Microsoft HoloLens is Microsoft HoloLens. Microsoft HoloLens. How many times do you have to say Microsoft HoloLens, man?
I don't even know what that is still.
Give a man a break.
Just keep saying it till it doesn't make sense anymore.
Well, it's basically like more advanced Google Glass.
Oh, okay.
You'll be able to look at the internet on your eyeball.
I don't want that. Cyborgs.
Yes. Speaking of cyborgs, the Master Chief tournament. He's in a suit. It's a cyborg. Just deal with it.
He is a cyborg. Yeah.
Just deal with it. They were going to have a tournament to decide who's the best at Master Chief Collection. Well, we know who's the worst, and that is
the company that made the game.
The company that made the game 343 Industries, as they had to cancel the Halo Championship Series Cup 1.
Oh, no.
We're aware and investigating party joinable issues. As a result, we'll be canceling the HCS Cup number 1 and apologize for the inconvenience. Their online play is so broken they couldn't connect 2 games for a Microsoft-run event on a Microsoft-created game. Running on a Microsoft service. Holy shit. Oh, and by the way, Halo, Flagship franchise.
I'm silent over here.
Flagship franchise.
Flagship french fries.
Flagship french fries.
French fries.
French fries for everybody. They should have given away french fries because their game is toast.
Oh, good one.
Oh, my goodness.
That was a good one.
Well, let me tell you what. If you do not own an Xbox One, but you like Halo, why don't you just wait a little bit? Be patient, you weirdo.
You know what? I don't feel like waiting anymore.
No, wait, because there's going to be a limited edition Halo 5 Xbox One.
Okay, what system does that come out on?
It is a system.
Oh, Xbox.
Yeah. And here's what's up. It's going to be coming out on October 27th. You know why? Because that's when the game comes out. They're not going to give it to you later. You're not going to want it then.
How much does it cost?
It'll probably be average price, so $3.99. Although if they continue having their temporary discounts, maybe $3.50, they would be wise to do that to catch up with some of Sony's numbers. Gears of War HD Remaster is not confirmed. However, Polygon still has more news on the dang thing. Here's what they had to say.
Is there co-op? Nope. Sorry.
Yes. There's always been co-op in Gears of War.
Is there? Oh, Gears of War. I thought you were talking about it. God of War.
Oh, sure. There was co-op. There was multiplayer in God of War Ascension on the PlayStation 3.
Oh, okay.
In 2013. That game is not very good. Multiplayer isn't. Single player is okay. That's not the point. Talking about Gears of War. Polygon says that they have improved lighting, better texture quality, and the multiplayer will run at 60 frames a second. When it's released at some point in the future, we have no idea if this is real or not, but I guess it's safe to say.
I always thought those games looked pretty damn good already.
Yeah, me too.
I didn't really have any problems with the frame rate either.
I wasn't like,
It's kind of like remastering those Halo games. I'm like, oh, it's the same exact game, guys.
Yeah.
You just want me to buy it again.
Cut it out.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. And move on to Killer Instinct, where a fire is burning. Because Cinder is going to be joining Killer Instinct Season 2.
Should have been there already.
Yes. Xbox!
Oh, no.
Who's got something to say about Xbox?
Me.
What do you guys say?
It's okay.
All right. Well, here's what we got. The Xbox Live Games with Gold service is going to be updating, of course, in May because that's a brand new month. On the Xbox One, you'll get free copies of Pool Nation FX and Castle Storm Definitive Edition. If you have an Xbox 360, you'll get a free copy of Mafia 2 and F1 2013. Yes, enjoy your free copy of F1 2013.
A racing game that takes place in the future?
Moving on. The Xbox 360 has a brand new update that includes network statistics, a 2 terabyte hard drive extension. So now you can take a 2 terabyte hard drive externally on your Xbox 360 and also include your purchase history. So you can just re-download things with ease, which is actually pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
And with Windows 10 coming over to the Xbox One, it's important to note that Internet Explorer is dead and is forever dead. They've killed it. It's gone. So,
finally,
Project Spartan, the web browser for Windows 10, has officially named itself, well, not named itself, otherwise it's terrifying. It's become sentient. Sentient?
That's right.
The official name
like
is now,
Ultron.
The official name is Microsoft Edge, which I had told you outside sounded like malt liquor from the 90s.
Yeah, or a razor blade.
What else is Microsoft Edge sound like?
Let's see, Microsoft Edge. Maybe a comedy series on the Microsoft network, if they get into like their own TV production thing at some point.
What about like a 13-episode Cinemax show about like an aging comedian called Losing My Edge?
Yeah, it's a different show, though. It's not called Microsoft Edge.
No. Okay. Well, okay. I guess nothing should be called Microsoft Edge besides Microsoft's Edge.
Yeah, their Edge should be called that. But
does Microsoft still have the Edge?
They have no Edge.
What's wrong? What can they do to make themselves edgier?
Maybe they get a new mascot. Just don't like Master Chief. That guy's kind of lame.
That's it.
We're like, hey, he looks kind of like a soldier or something. Yeah, get back into it with like Crash Bandicoot or something.
Crash Bandicoot is the mascot of Microsoft, the entire corporation.
Yeah, some sort of animal. I don't need it to be Crash Bandicoot. Just,
but a bandicoot of some sort.
Okay, sure. Yeah, get some sort of Australian marmot.
Marmot Bandicoot?
They're the same thing, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, gotta make it friendlier.
Okay.
More family friendly.
Make it a friendly animal. Excellent.
Yeah, Microsoft just is kind of this faceless monster of a corporation.
Okay, let's talk about the PlayStation Plus games for May. Here's what we got. On PlayStation 4, you can play either one. Guacamelee Super Championship Turbo Edition, which, by the way, is a great game.
Guacamelee, yeah.
Race the Sun, Hohokum, and The Unfinished Swan. But wait, on the PlayStation 3, you'll also get Hohokum, Race the Sun, and Unfinished Swan. And on the PlayStation Vita, you'll get Hohokum, Race the Sun, and The Unfinished Swan, as well as Murasaki Baby, a game that I reviewed last year. You can check out the review at videogamesare.dumb, videogamesardumb.com. I didn't give it a great review.
Yeah, well,
It's free.
Yeah, it's free. Who cares?
Dead Island 2, the PlayStation exclusive from Deep Silver, has officially been canceled. Here's what they had to say. Right now, we are focusing purely on development, and we will have more information to share at a later stage. We know that our fans will be disappointed by this news, but giving Dead Island 2 more time, we are confident that everyone will get a better game to play as a result. Okay. The Last of Us Left Behind has a standalone DLC, and that, of course, is Left Behind. It's officially going to be Left Behind as a standalone DLC on the PlayStation 4 for $10.
Are you talking about The Last of Us or Left 4 Dead?
Left Behind.
Oh, okay. What is
Last
that?
of Us.
James Cameron, right?
Yes. Director of Transformers 2.
Yeah.
Destiny is going to get more PlayStation exclusive content because they have a deal with Sony, and that will come in the form of a Crucible map called Timekeeper. Of course, this will be coming out with the next upcoming DLC pack, House of Wolves.
Of course.
The boss of H1Z1, John Smedley, he's the president of Daybreak Games, he had a few things to say about World of Warcraft. Here's what he said. The days of a World of Warcraft-style MMO are over. And I say that because the average life expectancy in H1Z1 might be 45 minutes. And that's what today's gamers want. How many people do you know that are still raiding in World of Warcraft every night, or EverQuest, and EverQuest 2?
There's probably a couple of them, right?
Yeah, probably one or two. But people got very angry at him, so we had to clarify his statements. He said, I was asked in an interview about what things we're doing differently for our new games moving forward, and that's what I said we're focusing on. Shorter session times. Because not many people have the time anymore to spend on a 4-hour raid. He might be right, but I don't. I think it's just him getting older.
Yeah.
I certainly don't have that time, but people that are in like their teens and 20s, of course they got time.
Or those people that just live with their husband and just sit in the room all day.
That's true. They could just sit in the room all day. That's what they call it. I'm in rooming.
Roomin, World of Warcraft Roomin.
That's exactly right. Hey, so every E3, we get a few developers, we get a few console makers all together to have crazy E3 press conferences. But what? The personal computer is going to get not so personal when they go to E3 and have a conference of their own. It's true. AMD and PC Gamer Magazine will be holding it at the Bellicose Theater in Los Angeles on Tuesday, June 16th.
Oh, I'll be there.
Excellent. People included. Yeah, you will be there, won't you?
I will be there.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah. Well, let me know how it goes. Skype me in.
Maybe I'll go. Maybe I'll go. I'll
Okay.
FaceTime you.
Okay. People included on the list will be Cliff Blazinski, the Gears of War creator, as well as a former employee of
And Jazz Jackrabbit.
Jazz Jackrabbit, absolutely very important. Dean Hall, creator of DayZ, Blizzard Entertainment, Bohemian Interactive, Cloud, Imperium Games, Tripwire, Square Enix, Obsidian, Paradox Interactive, Devolver Digital, and Humble Bundle. So look forward to that. But I will be looking forward to one of my favorite games of last year, which of course is episodic and never got a chance to actually end its episodes. D4 is coming to PC. According to Swery, the man who mostly speaks Japanese, and it was always unclear if he was being a Tommy Wiseau or if he was aware that he was being this weird. We now know he is aware of how weird he is. He sent out a tweet saying, yes, D4 will be released for PC. Hashtag thanks Obama. I love that, man.
It sounds funny when you hear Japanese people say Obama, right?
Yeah. Obama.
That's about right.
There's a Half-Life fan remake that's coming up pretty soon, but there's already a site for the countdown. It's going to be coming out on, well, the countdown will be ending, according to the source code of the website, on May 5th at 8:47 a.m. UTC. So look into that. United Time
United Time.
United Time Cop.
Perfect.
Hatred, the game that's literally being made by people with connections to neo-Nazis, will be released in June, specifically June 1st. Please don't buy it. Valve's Anne Sweet. She used to work over at Valve. She's not there anymore. Why not? Where's she going?
She can't do it.
She can't deal with it anymore. She's sick of it. She needs to escape into some virtual reality because Oculus VR has officially hired her. She said, or somebody had said, her job will be focusing on building an ecosystem that rewards developers for creating and delivering the world's best VR experiences. What does that mean? Oh.
She probably won't do very well at that.
Well, her name is Sweet, and you gotta be ruthless in business.
Yeah, that's right. And we'll see what happens with that Oculus Rift, huh?
Maybe she can mix the salty and the sweet, you know?
To get a sweet and sour kind of taste?
Absolutely.
Very Japanese.
A very bittersweet
taste.
Yes. Tommy Palm, he was, of course, the man behind Candy Crush, and he worked for King. You know, he was like the CEO. He founded the company. He did some shit with it. Who gives a fuck?
He made a shit ton of money.
He says he wants to bring VR to the masses. Of course, he did start a VR company, Resolution Games, earlier this year. Well, here's what he had to say. One of the most important takeaways from massively popular mobile games like Candy Crush Saga is that the majority of all games span across many demographics and often prefer lighthearted versus hardcore games. VR hardware and games are a lot closer than people think. They can create an unprecedented feeling of presence, immersion, and a sense of separation from the outside world, which provides a great foundation for making games that can quickly help players feel relaxed and take some time off from their busy lives.
I feel like that's a bunch of BS because it was just so easy to play those games because they're on Facebook right there, and everybody's on Facebook all the time.
That's true. And putting something on your face is not the same. Kenneth Ramsdale, he was the VP of Europe's major markets for Electronic Arts, has officially left the company. Here's what he had to say. While it is hard to leave so many good friends at EA, at the same time, it is very exciting prospect to take on something fresh and be able to draw on my 23 year of experience in this fabulous industry. I just try to take every European accent and merge it all into one.
He likes the industry, huh?
He's a big fan. And hopefully you'll be a big fan of Overkill's The Walking Dead. That's right, the Payday 2 developer Overkill announced that they were going to be working on a Walking Dead game for a release of 2016. It's officially coming to PlayStation 4, Xbox One, Xbun. We're just going to start, Xbun. Forget Xbone.
Xbun 1.
Xbun 1 and PC in 2016. Just look forward to that. But if you're looking forward to Not a Hero that was supposed to come to Steam this week, it's been pushed back. It will now be released on May 14th. The good news is that it is now going to be 60 frames a second. Woo!
Fast.
You tell me. Shadow Mordor Game of the Year Edition is coming out on May 5th. It will be $50. Include all the DLC on PC, Xbox One, and PlayStation 4. Earlier this week, you were actually able to play SimCity on Twitter. It happened. That's right. People were embedding games from the Internet Archive directly into Twitter for play.
Wow.
Twitter has shut that down and no longer allows them to do that, which sucks. Warren Spector actually responded. He was the creator of the original Deus Ex. He responded to the Deus Ex sequels trailer, the upcoming Deus Ex game. He says, in trailers, you have to give people the most action-packed stuff you can, I assume. But given how well Human Revolution did at the whole choice and consequence idea, I'm hoping and have the confidence the actual game will be a little more in the playstyle matters mold. Very good. Marilyn Manson actually just released a brand new album on old PlayStation discs. You know why? Because they're black on the bottom and they gradually get whiter when you play them. He says it speaks to his transformation. And lastly...
Marilyn Manson, he said?
Yeah, Marilyn Manson.
Wow.
I know, CDs. What the hell?
People listen to his CDs still?
How old are you? You buying CDs?
Yeah, right.
Lastly, we have to talk about Rachel Burke. She was a prominent transgender developer who worked on Dolphin, the GameCube and Wii emulator. She was only 23 years old, and she had to deal with a lot of online harassment and cyberbullying, and she recently killed herself.
How'd she do it?
She jumped off a bridge from Washington Bridge in New York City.
No.
People specifically told her to jump off a bridge.
And she did it.
Yeah. Stop being monsters. Like, if you want to play games, here's what I do. You get a controller, get a keyboard, pick up a game.
Don't go online.
Don't harass random people.
Right.
especially disenfranchised people. That'd be good.
Okay, I think I can do that. I don't know why everyone else can't.
And that's going to do it for the pressure points.
The pressure points.
Pressure points.
My favorite part of the show, the pressure points.
No, your favorite part of the show is going to be the very, very last segment, the shortest segment of the show.
Plugs.
This week in history. Check this out, man. I'm about to blow your mind.
I'm ready.
This week, 23 years ago, Mario Paint was released on the Super Nintendo.
Oh, man.
And Wolfenstein 3D was released on the PC. 21 years ago this week, Jazz Jackrabbit was released on the PC. 17 years ago this week, Einhander was released on the PlayStation 1.
That was 98, wasn't it?
That was, yeah. That was a great game.
That was. I love that game.
Oh, when like
Square side-scrolling shooter.
Yeah, but like the way that like the cop cars would like move in and out of the camera, like it was like an SNK game in 3D. If that makes any sense, the way the sprites or the models would fly in and out.
Yeah, really cool looking.
14 years ago this week, Dance Dance Revolution moved its way onto the PlayStation 1. Only 14 years ago. It feels like it was longer. 2001.
It does feel like it was longer.
12 years ago this week, Castlevania Aria of Sorrow was released on the Game Boy Advance. And EVE Online officially launched on the PC.
Parasite Eve?
No.
Different game.
You're very different.
Okay.
11 years ago this week, Red Dead Revolver was released on the Xbox and PlayStation 2. And the very first entry of Samurai Warriors sliced its way onto the PS2. And 10 years ago this week, Xbox had its very first entry in the Forza Motorsport series with Forza Motorsport, series that still goes strong to this day. And the GameCube got Donkey Konga 2.
I played that.
Who was that was in the commercials? It was like My Bloody Valentine or something?
No, I think it was
Oh, it was Fall Out Boy.
Fallout, yeah.
they're
My Bloody Valentine is the one people get confused. They're actually pretty good.
Oh, I love My Bloody Valentine.
Yeah,
what am I talking about?
Yeah, you're thinking of
dude, seriously, go
Bullet
listen
for My Valentine or
go listen to What You Want. That is such a good song.
Oh, I got all their stuff.
Not you, I'm talking to the audience.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to tell you what to do, Mr. Know-It-All.
I also really like Blonde Redhead.
Oh, that's a good... Man, they're such a good band. Didn't they release a new album not too long ago?
Maybe. All that stuff is really good background music for you when you're doing creative
Well, because you can't understand any of the lyrics, because it's just like... You just hear a guy be like...
You probably don't want to sing too much of it, because they're going to have to pay royalties. You're going to get flagged on YouTube.
That's true. Well, Justin...
Hello.
Where can people reach you on the internet?
I'm on Twitter at Justin Engelbart.
Justin Engelbart.
I should change my last name because everybody spells it wrong all the time.
Why don't you spell out your name right here? And I mean the whole thing. Why stop with the last name when the first name is just as important? There's a lot of Engelbarts and there's a lot of Justins, so combine it.
Actually, there's only one other Justin Engelbart in the world. I've met him.
Okay.
He's in Great Britain right now.
Well, as far as you know, we'll wait and see.
Oh, I tried to Facebook.
Not everything's on the internet, Justin. Not everything's on the internet. So where can people reach you?
At Justin Engelbart. So it's Justin, right? Engelbart.
Jesus, slow down. I'm just writing it down.
And also at Gmail, you can email me at whatever. I don't care.
I don't know if you want to go to your email address. More importantly, let's give out our email address, pressurecast@gmail.com. If you look at the description of this episode, you will find the phone number to give us a voice or text message to the pressure line. Call us up, leave us a voicemail. No one's going to answer. I'm not going to pick up the phone and go, hello. Someone keeps leaving messages for Michael Jordan's dentist appointment in Florida. I don't know what that's all about. But you can reach me on Twitter at Dr. Karate Chop. That's at Dr. Karate Chop. And you can also follow the PressureCast on Twitter with at Pressure News. Go to videogamesrdumb.com, videogamesare.dumb.com.
Yeah.
And that's a good website. You can go there. And also go to youtube.com/gamesunderpressure and subscribe so I can change the goddamn URL so that people stop getting confused with who they're subscribing to. I'm only 50 people away. And yeah, it'll be... I'm sorry, Goose. Don't worry.
Give me a week.
Give me a couple of weeks. Give me a few weeks, Goose. Thank you for that email, though. So everyone, send in your emails. Seriously, we'll read them. Read all of them. Every last goddamn one of them. Every single one. You know? I mean, sooner or later, though, if you actually look at the way that mankind is going, an EMP bomb or solar flare could actually take out the internet. So maybe also we should get a P.O. box, Because in the future, it's going to be like the postman. People are going to be scrounging around in dirt and trash and scribbling down notes and handing off to, whatever, Kevin Conroy or whoever the fuck was the postman out there.
Stamps.com.
Stamps.com. You're going to have to use Stamps.com and mail your letters directly to us because guess what? The internet is going to die one day.
Yeah, it's gone.
But there will be cassette tapes out there and CDs. And you know why? You know what everyone's going to be listening to? This show right here, because the PRESSURECAST is forever.
Forever.
PRESSURECAST, weekly video game news podcast, is solely owned and operated by Colin Tanner. Guests of the PRESSURECAST are not employees or freelancers of Colin Tanner, the PRESSURECAST, or VideoGamesAreDumb.com, and are not paid. Music featured on the PRESSURECAST is property of their respective owners, and no infringement is intended. For more information, email pressurecast@gmail.com.